nothing else here. Nice. This is how you do things without a man in the chair. You're just like, alright, we're live. Alright. Okay.
You know what's wild?
It's the fact that this is my whole
Alright,
thing.
so we're good for now.
There's some pretty powerful things in there.
That's such a solid setup, just us eating food and having drinks and shit all over the table. It's like, you know what? Fuck it, that's D&D.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Alright, you can like turn it down or leave it on, whichever you prefer. As long as you can hear me, we're good. Alright. Welcome to tonight's episode of The Dungeon Initiative. We have a live studio audience here today. And the crowd goes mid, thank you.
Wow.
So, kind of continuing on with this little tradition of side stories, we haven't been back to the main plot in quite some time, but we followed our individual characters on their own little adventures. The last one being with Zoe officially ascending as a messiah of the fire. By the way, if it wasn't clear, you have white fire now. So, the significance.
Extra hot. Rodney in the afterlife.
No, she has a specific spin move now that she can just turn into Elvis in the white outfit, you know?
Oh.
Burning love. But, with tonight's session, we're going to go ahead and dive into another character's side story, this one being at our Stormbanes. And,
how's the audio sound?
Depends, are you speaking up?
it's not speaking up. It's just being weird.
That's called that.
That's what? What? Sir.
Okay, we're good.
Sir.
I was just asking about it because we were having some difficulties with this. So.
But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and transition over. By the way, before we do that, thank you so much to Balance Martial Arts and Gaming for providing this location for us. If you too want to play in a private studio just like this one, this exact one actually, head on over to Balance Martial Arts and Gaming in St. Petersburg, Florida, and definitely check them out. They have karate, they have cards, they have board games, they have it all. And D&D. Looking for a bigger D&D group, so anybody who wants to run tables, they got plenty of them here.
You rolled a 1 on persuasion.
No!
The camera just falls.
Cut the camera!
If there's a block dungeon, and if there's monsters to know, who call the initiative. The Dungeon Initiative. Dungeon.
Reminds me of the vulture scene from Ice Age. Oh. Glorious food. Glorious food. Stanley.
Food, glorious food.
If you remember,
Food.
oh
Try it.
Yep.
Did I get it?
I'm gonna turn it down now. Alright,
Sadly.
so,
Is you?
Hugh's right here. He's on the phone. He's just muted right now.
Say hi, Hugh.
Shalom.
So soft.
Have you guys seen his new TikTok picture? It's so cute.
No.
It's so adorable.
Wait, is he in it with a girl?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Aww.
Oh yeah. I'm about to look it up now. Oh.
Oh.
The other side, oh, he just like
He finally
Stop
touched her ass.
it. Go without the GR. Yeah. Alright. He's just gonna leave now.
I'm done with you guys.
Alright. So, wait, actually,
Oh my god, he's white.
Were you ginger before?
Oh, all right.
He's like
Wait, you
right
can
after the
actually look
scene
into the
phase.
Twitch, actually.
Alright.
All right. We're done.
I don't think I'll be able to.
Don't start roasting. We're gonna pull up your Facebook photo.
Go for it. There's nothing on there.
The beardless Josh.
Nope. Wait.
No, I was born with a beard.
No, that's
I
a
don't know
deep
what's
dive, and we'll find it. We can probably find it. It's like you're 5.
done. Still has a
This is
beard.
the only.
It's like, what the fuck is this?
When I came out, they pulled me by
He
the
looks
head.
like Cat in the Hat. No, stop beating me. Never mind. Give me.
Okay, sure, he gave me like 2 of them. They weren't looking.
Okay.
Hell.
It's a competition on who gets chicken now.
Yeah, he got the most.
He's Blackbeard. I'm Luffy. And obviously she wants to
It's
beat
eating
me more.
competition.
But you have a black beard.
It's true.
Oh! Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
Have we gone through the intro yet?
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, like we've been
We're
fucking
still here.
around. I'm trying to set up the scene.
Okay.
Let's set up the scene.
Just shaking him about. We are 38 minutes in. Alright.
And there's already been a decent amount.
We open up to a well-lit dining room. Seated on one end is Godfrey, who's kind of like halfway down his plate, you know, and he's looking up at you, and you seem to be staring off in a different direction.
Okay.
And he says, "Are you okay?" You seem kind of lost in thought there.
Was this the thing that happened last week?
Mm-hmm.
Do I know what happened? Or, like, does it feel like I know what happened?
So essentially, you immediately knew what happened to her. Yes, Rodney. You don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, I know.
You just know that she is.
Rodney is just a blip.
I just feel like I somehow lost someone that I was always connected to. No, I'm just kidding.
Secret side quest.
No, I'm fine. It's just.
Fragments of Evan.
I'm fine. It's just. Felt a little weird for a moment there.
It's not the food, is it?
No, the food's fine.
I know I cooked it, but you know that was just. I guess it's been a little while. Should probably stick to just painting, huh?
Oh, it's fine. I rip off a piece of bread and just trying to bite it. It's like.
I think it's better if you dip it in the wine.
Oh,
And he like takes a chunk of his own bread and like dunks it into the wine. It's not so bad. He takes a bite.
I swear. It's good. Gio rolls down his
You
cheek.
didn't make the wine yourself also, did you?
No. I think it's mostly the bread.
Okay.
It tastes a lot of the yeast.
If you want, I can pull out a bottle of Teleostis wine.
You have some?
Yeah.
He like looks around. And, like
Okay.
again, the table like stretches out like pretty far, so you're sitting on the opposite end.
Oh, I'm saying, oh my god! We're talking this low. Wait, so you essentially just made the scene from,
I mean, like within this room,
from
it
Tim
kinda
Burton's
areas-
Batman when Bruce is on one end and Mickey Vale's on the
Yeah. Like he gets some cups and he sets them down between you guys, and he like holds it up. Haven't had this ever since Dad, really.
Yeah. I had it a little bit more recent. So, a year ago.
And you just now bring it out?
I had a few bottles.
And you just now bring it out? You've been here for how
Sorry.
many days now?
How many days has it
It's
been?
been about, at this point, like 3 days.
It's not about the days that I've been here, it's about the company.
It was like a Friday or Saturday, and then at this point in time, it's like a Monday. So it's
So
2
why do you
days
make
before
that
you,
face
they
every
actually
time?
Someone in a kid's
Swimmer's thing took a span of like
You just
3 to
picture
4
body.
days. By the end of that,
Just
No, the trail walk for that was about half a day
I was happy.
to get to that point. And then the whole event was like basically in like that day, in the span of like maybe like
But it
less
was a
than an hour.
dream.
Yeah.
So it was actually like 3 days.
So you've actually fell asleep for over 24 hours.
Okay.
So you woke up like the next day, and that's when all that happened.
Then there was a
So
talk.
essentially, it was like a Friday or a Saturday where we left off with the official session, and it's a progression of time during that week. So yours was about a day later, hers is about a day later, Hughes was about 3 days later. So
all
his is
happening
actually
at
like
once, but-
around a Tuesday. She's stuck in limbo. Him and his brother have spent time in the castle together. So like they spent time
You're
in the
in a cooler
castle,
somewhere.
made arrangements. You know at this point that the Rose Golds have taken leave to go see some family in Foothold, and they're set to return soon.
Okay, so we gotta kill them before we. No, I'm just kidding. Before I forget, any word about that paperwork or anything?
Which paperwork?
The paperwork.
You have to remind me. Oh. You asked for that like just before all this, right?
Yeah. I bought a bomb, you guys.
We should have something official that morning.
Okay.
She means a lot to you, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Tell me again how that even came to be. He like sits back and he's like sipping on the wine.
And then he can pull out something else from that. Just brings to like a little side pouch and just pulls out a pipe. Where do you want to start?
I guess just like how you met Ona. It doesn't have to turn into a whole thing. I'm just.
It all started.
5 hours later.
Oh, do you want me to like go into detail or?
I mean, just tell something brief. You're talking to your brother. That's all.
I just found her during one of the initiative's first missions. Dad put us on, and she just kind of snuck around, and
Open the guard in the room that's just like.
all here's.
So the peanut parents.
I was actually about to bring my pipe today, but then I forgot it.
It's okay, we can make you one with paper.
Yeah, she just kind of grew attached, and yep. I did.
I mean, at this point in time, you would have had her in the city with you, right?
Yeah, she's with me.
So, I mean, at this point, she's probably off in her room or asleep by now. You both haven't watched her eat that night, which was an excessive amount, as she normally would, right?
Right. Growing teenager.
And
She is a growing teenager.
Such a terrible age. I'm just
With
kidding.
her teenage angst.
That was the first time I had to shave.
when's the last time that you went home?
Is this DM asking or Godfrey?
This is Godfrey asking.
It's been about like almost 10 years now.
Never stopped by, just out of curiosity. Like
No.
even after you saw Mom here in the capital.
No. Not even last year when they were taking Dad's and Theobald and Wilhelm's bodies over there. At the mention of Wilhelm, he did almost kind of like have to stop himself for a moment there, because like he almost said Godfrey. Because again, in his memory from the other world, Godfrey's the one that died instead of Wilhelm.
Last time I went, all Mom could talk about was how we lost Dad. It wasn't the best visit. She's still hard on herself about everything that happened around that time.
Right.
I'm sure you remember.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. Any word on how she's doing now?
But right now, she's looking forward to seeing her son, so you already know what that means.
Yeah.
especially since you're coming around. There's a lot of people who haven't seen you in some time, and I won't lie. You're probably going to be met with a lot of questions about where you've been and what you've been up to.
It's fine, just keep going. It's just something I forgot to pull out.
The last time I was there with our brothers and dad, it was just before that battle. Shared a couple drinks, had a good laugh. It's probably the last time I really saw my mom, our mom, happy. It's also the time they found out that Theobald and Wilhelm used to sneak out all the time.
Well, yeah, I thought we always knew about that.
Well, I guess Mom didn't know, but she started freaking out. And it's not like she could do anything now. They were grown at that point.
Yeah.
You know,
Plus, I think Theobald could have talked his way out of almost anything. He was always the prettier one of all of us.
it's definitely debatable.
I think we're all pretty ugly.
Speak for yourself.
I don't know. Holds up a dirty plate. This kind of looks like you.
Oh no, that's just messed up. That's just messed up. You're gonna use my cooking and my silverware to insult me like that?
Well, you think you're the king, that I'm not gonna insult you? Just remember, you're still my little brother,
I could have you thrown in a cell. It'd be really funny.
and I'll just find my way out.
Oh yeah? You have to get past me. If you were to like kind of engage him, you guys would maybe like spar a little bit, right? Kind of like gives you a shove.
Yeah, it's far.
Turns into a Lugaroo.
I kind of kick his chair out from under him.
So I mean, yeah, like the two of you having had a couple
The guards
of
in the room.
drinks. The two of you like kind of like fucking around a little bit, you know, pushing each other around. We kind of like pan over and we can like see out the window of the castle and the approaching rose gold cart approaching the castle itself.
How long have they been gone? How long have they been gone?
Just around the same amount of time.
Okay, so like
3
3
days.
days.
From there, we transition over to that Wednesday morning. In that morning, out in the courtyard.
Wednesday. You're
Out in the courtyard, they prepare a bunch of wagons for the journey to Storm's Eye. As the carts are loaded and the men are given their instructions for this transportation, they wrangle up horses and they ready weapons. They load the carts with food and supplies needed for the day's travel ahead. And down the hall from the king's chamber, you hear someone giggling and laughing, followed by a door bursting open and a young snake girl running out, carrying a backpack and throwing on her hoodie. The hoodie kind of catches on her eye and she like pulls it back and stumbles around and then like runs right into you. Describe yourself.
Oh, standing about 6'1", looking like he does have horns coming out of his head, but they're not horns. They look like broken branches in a sense, kind of just coming forward. The tips of them look like they're splintered, like they were ripped off at one point. He kind of stares a bit down. His skin's like a tan color with a very like hazel. How do I explain this? It's like hazel from the top, and it turns more red as it goes back to a yellow for his hair. And for his eyes, it's just a bright blue. Wearing full plate armor, decorated with leaves. What's the term? No.
Roche?
Like
Class.
no.
Why did my brain say that?
Because that's what I was thinking. Somewhere along the same path.
Gilded. Gilded.
Okay.
Like
Word.
the gilded armor with etchings of like leaves and vines all throughout different parts of the plating and stuff like that.
And
Some
you
of
serve
it,
the House of Stormbane as well?
yes,
So you would bear their sigils as well?
yes. That would be on like the left pauldron, which looks like it's a separate piece of plate armor from the original set. The original set looks like it's been something he's worn and has relied on for a while. So there are some scrapes and damages and blemishes and stuff like that. Outside of that, there is a shield on his back and a sword at his waist that seems... it's a long sword, but it's weird how the handle's set up. The handle has a forward guard to cover the entire handle itself. So it's kind of like how a rapier looks with the hand guard, but it's a longsword instead.
Okay. Yeah, how tall are you? You're 6'1". Yeah, Ona like does the hard stop. You hear the screech of her shoes. Are you my escort? Whoa.
Eddard's...
Are you a deer?
I mean...
I'm sorry. My dad always tells me to have more manners. I just sometimes just ask questions.
I was told to escort Eddard's daughter, and you're Eddard's daughter?
I'm Ona. Nice to meet you.
Huh.
What's your name?
You can call me Alaric. Or Sir Alaric, preferably.
Alaric?
Alaric.
Alaric.
Yes.
Can you spell that? And she takes out a book.
Alaric.
Do you have a last name?
LAA.
Yes.
Lalaric.
ALARIC.
URTRR.
That's right. Okay.
Did I do something wrong?
You are TR.
Did I spell it wrong?
Yes.
What?
SOLAI.
O-A-I-R. Oh, like solar, but
Yeah.
so air.
Yeah. There you go.
So you're full of fiery air.
You could say that.
She like takes your hand. All right, let's go.
All right. This is gonna be an interesting morning.
She's like walking next to you, and when you guys like leave that hallway, it's out into like that dining hall where the King's Hall is essentially. There's people kind of out and about doing their daily activities as normal, and as you guys are kind of like making your way through there, she's like grabbing like fruit and stuff off the tables and stuffing them in a bag, and she's like, "I like a lot of fruit. What do you like?"
I do like fruit as well. Preferably apples.
She like grabs an apple.
He takes it from her and like bites into it.
Is it good?
Kind of sweet.
I feel like apples sometimes aren't sweet enough.
That's fair.
They're sometimes too crispy, and I like the crunch.
He kind of like smiles looking at her. We do have plenty. We should have plenty of provisions on the escorts and the carriages.
I know. I just like to have midnight snacks. And I like to read now.
He sits there a bit and like he holds his hand out, and weirdly enough, he kind of grows a small plant out of his hand.
Whoa, you are a deer person.
Like he snaps it off and he goes, "So you like sweet things?"
Yeah?
Here.
You want me to eat that?
You can
It
chew
came off your body.
Chew on it. Try it. It's sugar cane.
Whoa! And you can like literally see the swirls in her eyes. Oh, I like that. She like puts it away for later. Can I brush my teeth with this?
No, preferably not.
Immediately starts brushing things.
Just like the one fang.
But it is good for you, sugar. It's not like the crazy stuff that they put inside of candy.
What crazy stuff? Candy's just good.
I know it is.
Can you tell me what this says? And she like takes out a book that says how to read ABCs.
He says how to read ABCs.
Oh, that explains. There's a lot of letters in here.
Yeah, it's supposed to help you read things.
Did I do this right? She starts to show you like different little problems and things to solve. And while we kind of like have that going on, we kind of pan over, and we just see this
She's literally just
obnoxious girl dressed in all pink. She's got like these high like leg stockings, and like it looks like the bottom of her socks have little toe beans on them. Like she's a little cat person. She even has like the crown with the ears on it right now. And she's like skipping on by, her blonde hair done up all crazy, and she like runs right by you. She stops, and she looks you over. Who are you?
Who is?
And you know her to be Jada Rose.
It's good to see you again, Jada.
Am I supposed to remember you?
Apparently not with your beautiful brain.
And sure enough, she's seen you and asked you this question over 1,000 times. And every single time, she does it the exact same way.
No, you will never remember me with that beautiful brain of yours that is literally trying to use its wheels to think. But you're still lovely.
You think I'm beautiful?
Yeah,
Thank you. It's like I never get tired of hearing it. And she like leans up against the post next to you. There's like this like stone column there, right? And you can hear your brother approaching. Right? You guys are okay.
Yeah.
You can hear him approaching, and you can hear another little voice like chatting him away. But she like blocks any view, and she's just like looking you over. Can I ask you a question?
Let's see how many questions you have today.
Why do you wear that? And describe yourself.
Why do you look like shit?
So
Why isn't it?
What was? Did you tell her name again?
not yet.
Okay.
This is probably like the 100th time. But her hair is a long, wavy white hair pulled back into a loose braid, and she has like a little bit of wisps of her hair like loose. Her deer antlers actually like stick out from the sides of her head, and it has leaves and jewelry hanging
What
from
are you
them.
guys again?
Eladrin.
Eladrin.
Okay.
Eladrin are like
And-
nature elves. They
Eladrins.
Yeah.
Eladrin.
That's what
Um,
Aophel was. He thought he
so
was so perfect.
She was wearing like this black, kind of like lacy robe with a bit of like pearls on them. And her staff is on her back, and it's made of dry, like a dead piece of tree that she found.
The dead oak.
The dead. And it had like a skull on top of it. Kind of like it was like a pike. Her skin was just a light colored skin, kind of like winter, with some freckles showing through her.
I made
the
a note that
waist.
says white as fuck.
Thank you. That's actually perfectly fine. And her eyes were just looking at her like that really bright icy blue. She just looks down at her outfit and looks at her. What's wrong with my outfit today?
Well, it's definitely lacking more color. You could probably use a little more pink. Like me.
If you find something pink for me that looks as beautiful as you, then maybe I will wear
Oh,
it.
I have plenty.
Oh Lord.
Are you coming with us?
Yes, I am.
Have you ever been to Storm's Eye? Oh, what am I saying? You've probably never been anywhere past the capital.
Oh my god.
It's okay. Today you get to be with me. You're my riding buddy. I don't get to ride with Godfrey. My beloved has to ride in another
Oh,
cart by
Skelly,
himself
that's
so that
gonna
way
be a long
the
day.
friendship us. We must remain separated. His mother, rooted in tradition, doesn't like our union. If only she knew how much we loved each other, as much as her and Englehart once loved each other. I'm sure. Maybe at a time.
I'm sure one day she will accept this.
I hate this bitch.
Like I can feel the protruding angst from this.
It just makes me want to like
There we go, my friend.
She like holds her arm out for you.
And
Like,
she
still-
hesitates a little bit, and she's like, I really wish my brother was with
Still
me.
listening to Ona,
And
kind
she
of like
puts her arm around him.
No.
Oh.
You're supposed to do this.
Oh, she hooks.
And then I do this.
She just sticks her arm out.
You just give off more of the masculine vibe.
Oh, at least you're not the
so.
But it's okay. Once we get enough pretty on you and enough pink, you're gonna be just as beautiful as me.
So
Maybe
like,
we'll even dye your hair.
listening to Ona. He's like slow head turning.
And you can hear like Ona just continuing on. Oh, so it's X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks over at.
I always thought that LMNOP was like one word or something.
Elemental
I thought LMNOP was one word. Not one letter.
No, it's LMNO.
Outside
Explains a lot.
of character, I used to do that when I was
A
little.
lot of
Elemental
people do that.
You have to. You have to.
You know they
I
changed
still
it?
do. What?
No, don't talk.
We don't
Yeah.
talk about this now.
Yeah, they changed it.
What?
They changed the alphabet song.
They're
Yeah,
like
they did.
LMNOP or something like that.
Nah,
You're
I like.
supposed to speed it up. You're supposed to go over it as fast as you can for the speed bump. Elemental P.
We're
I will
stuck on
put
this
people
now.
in a room and interrogate them and sing the song properly.
real.
And then I get to that part and slow down. I'm like, no.
So at this point, when you guys are walking out, you're kind of like right behind each other. And mind you, there's about 4 carts here. Well, at least the 4 main ones in the middle are meant for Godfrey, Edard, Jada, and then Jourdain, Rose Gold, her father. And then like the other carts that are kind of lined up on either side are either for soldiers, weaponry, infantry, etc. And then maybe a couple other traveling people that are coming along with you guys. As you come out of the castle itself, maybe having just enjoyed some breakfast with Godfrey, or just your morning, getting yourself ready. You turn the corner and you see that Ona is already kind of walking ahead with this tall guy, and you can see Jada in her all pink kind of going up to this like second cart, and she like has them swing the door open for her, and she's like hanging off the side.
There's not enough black.
And you can hear her like, la.
You see Jada, and then you see the exact
And
opposite.
she goes in and then closes it, which is worse.
Oh, Skelly, this is gonna be a really long trip.
Wait till you meet
What was
Greg.
Skelly.
Oh, Skelly. Interesting. Okay.
She named the skull
Oh.
her staff Skelly.
Wait till you meet Greg.
But you're surveying. Go ahead and make a perception check as this is all happening.
Okay.
So, skeletons.
Perception.
She doesn't come up with these things. They just happen.
There, by the way, so you know, Effie, there are items in her bag of holding and her portable hole.
What was your character name, just for my notes?
Melantha.
I don't think you've like.
No,
given
I didn't get to give
One
it
more
up. Melantha. Or Mel.
Melantha. MLANTHA.
Yeah?
What is it?
Shush.
Shush.
What is it?
Melantha. Here.
MEL. Antha.
Yeah, but oh my god! But Mel is fine too.
I'm gonna call you Melantha.
That's perfectly fine. As long as
Melantha. 12 on perception. Crash
uh,
is what I call J-Dubs.
does that mean I'm not in the carriage with her? Okay, can I?
No, she put you in the carriage with her.
Oh!
You're in the very first carriage of the entire road. So there's 4 like royal ones essentially, like they're adorned with like mainly rose gold colors, but like there's just one cart in particular that like sticks out. But
If there's any
curious
explosives,
enough, Godfrey does not know that part.
Interesting.
if there's any explosives on the road, you guys will be the first ones hit.
Perfectly fine. Shall be fine.
Yeah, I rolled 12.
You got a 12.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see what I just explained to you, them getting into the cart. Where did I have that? Alaric. You lead Ona to the cart in the very back.
Okay.
You notice that she's kind of going in on her own. You're kind of like standing at attention outside of the cart.
Yes.
You've been provided a warhorse in order to ride ahead. So you're going to be basically kind of rotating around the carts. And you have a couple of subordinates, at least a dozen men, to kind of work with.
Okay.
So you see that. You see Godfrey, like pats you on the shoulder, and he's just like, "You riding with me?" And he kind of like goes off towards the second cart. Which again, curious enough, the first two, and the very last one, they're kind of adorned with like the traditional Stormbane colors, but you can see that there's like rose gold, like decorative pieces over it, like the tarps and stuff like that. But curious enough, the third cart is actually just the Stormbane's royal vehicle.
Yeah. I'm not used to riding carriages, but okay.
Furthermore, with these carts, they're not horse-drawn.
What are they drawn by?
A magical creature that doesn't show.
So we're going to Hogwarts.
So we're going to Hogwarts.
How close are these carts together?
They're like basically like almost
Right
bumper
next
to
to it.
bumper.
Okay, so there's nothing in between.
We're just a train. I like trains.
So, given
Children, all of you.
so given the 12 soldiers I have access to and it's my war horse, I gotta make sure to add that to my if that's that's an inventory item too, so I gotta add that.
Stop your ass.
Stop. No. No.
That's what she gets. What are you talking about?
That is true. It ain't. All I know is that one brain cell is still singing the songs in her head right now.
It is.
Anyone want to do movie night, by the way? I
When
got Sinners.
Nice. So given the 12 soldiers, do I identify any? These are dressed as
They're standard soldiers. They're dressed in the grays and the blacks of the Stormbane family.
Stormbane. Okay, so they're dressed in Stormbane colors. Do I acknowledge if there's any rose gold colors around?
There's a couple mainly like basically at your rank level, and there's 4 of them that kind of ride nearby, like near the rear of the entire order. They themselves have like a silver plated armor with like little shines of pink on the undergarments. So they're there.
Looking at the soldiers before getting onto actually, he gets onto the horse and looks at the other soldiers, and they have their own horses and everything like that. He looks at them. I want at least 2 in the rear, 2 in the front, and the remaining split between both sides of the front 3 carts.
They look at you. They seem to acknowledge you, but they do not move.
I'm saying when we start moving, so yeah.
They just haven't moved or anything.
Yeah.
Those are the 12?
Yeah.
Okay.
You talking about the 12 soldiers or
Yeah.
the 4 rose golds?
No, the
Okay.
12 soldiers.
Okay, then the 12 soldiers
I was just talking, yeah.
would move a little bit quicker, kind of like having received their orders. They have regular horses. They don't have like these big, really nice horses. These look like they might have been like the rest of the stockpile, right?
Yeah, no. Alaric wouldn't have
Oh, wait,
approached anybody
I
at
got
the same
Queenie
rank.
also. Queenie's with me also.
You did bring Queenie?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, are you bringing her? Are you bringing her with you on the trip? Okay, so I mean, if she's there, then did you choose to ride her instead, or you again like kind of give you a description? Ona's in the last cart. You know that Jourdain is climbing into, or Jourdain Rosegold is climbing into that Stormbane cart, and then Godfrey got into that second cart. Jada is in the very front cart. So you have an option where you can ride either one of these, or you can hop on to Queenie if you'd like.
I'll get on Queenie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hop
It's
on
like,
Queenie.
sorry, Godfrey, but I just don't really like riding carriage. I prefer to be able to maneuver around a bit more.
Well,
I'll
at
stay
least,
close by to at least walk next to you.
if you see the window open, a drink's being handed out is for you. In the meantime, I'm gonna get some sleep. It was tiring kicking your ass last night.
You wish.
No bars hold next time? We'll do it in the fight pit at home. It's been a while since we've done that, huh? So, you go and you mount Queenie.
Yeah.
The soldiers and the caravan basically all readying themselves. they start to kind of push the lead. The rose gold soldiers, 2 in the rear, 2 in the front. They begin to kind of lead the movement and the march out of the courtyard. It's when you're approaching the outer gates. You and being in the front, you have like this little viewpoint, like up front, like a little window, and you can see that there's people gathered outside of the city's, not the city, the castle gates, and they're all kind of watching in awe, seeing these carts rolling up. But what you notice especially is that there's these, what you assume to be wizards, kind of standing around the front gate, and they are kind of like meditating and chanting something together.
Oh God!
No! Sorry.
More TV, more TV.
Yes. Oh, but you see they're kind of chanting, and there's like these rocks on the ground that kind of start to lift and float, and they seem to kind of be formulating into a doorway. And Jada, in the meantime, is in your ear just saying, and then the stockings, we gotta get the socks, and then do you like perfume? Have you ever worn perfume? You don't really smell like you really wear perfume.
She just smells like rotting flesh in a way.
Yeah, but we should definitely work on that a little bit. Definitely don't want to go to a party like that. Have you ever been to a party? Has anyone ever invited you to one?
I'm more into my studies.
And you just see this blue light emanate over the entire caravan. Mind you, it's like an early morning, the sun is out, but this blue hard light just...
So we just went into hyperspace.
And a portal has been opened up before you guys. And she's just like, oh, this is my favorite part. And slowly the carts begin to go through along with the soldiers, and cart after cart, you're watching as they go forth. You're marching next to it. And you notice that Godfrey has like slid open his window. And he's like, psst, hey, you.
Yes, sir.
You with the eyes. Keep an eye out for anything on the road. Anything interesting. Anything that might stick out.
Okay.
You'll let me know, right?
Sure, I guess.
Alright. Thank you. Yeah. And then just
Before he closes it.
At this point, like, his car starts to roll through, and you've stopped at the outer gate, like, as you've been asked to, right?
Yeah.
You're waiting for the cars to pass by, and you can see that Jourdain is in the cart, and he kind of looks over at you as he's passing by and like kind of waves at you, and then he reaches out and just slides his window closed. Yes, sir.
Smart.
From the front window of the last car, you should see Ona pop her head out, and she goes, it took a little while to fit my head through there. Whoa! This is a big portal! It's so bright!
Put your head back in the carriage.
She like starts to pull her head back in. Uh-oh. I'm stuck! And just all you see is as it goes through the portal.
And are waiting for that carriage to go.
You see a lark just like...
And you just hear
What's
the...
that sign for this?
As Queenie approaches, and like at the
I was
rear...
already on.
Yeah. Like you're approaching from the rear, and you see this gentleman standing there, and Ona just disappear.
It's got me staring. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let's go.
Are the rose gold soldiers still in the back? Or have they already gone through?
There's like at least 2 at the rear behind Eddard, and they're following through. They kind of stop short, waiting for you to push.
Okay, and he looks at them. At this like range, can I get like a better idea of what they're equipped with?
Most of them are carrying these long, broad, heavy swords that they keep at their backs. They're wearing full-plated armor as well. And the visors that they're wearing specifically, like they have like these holes, these like circular holes for them to see out of, and this like grate on the front for them to breathe. So you can't really tell, you know.
So they look like the evil Lannister soldiers near the end of
I guess. I don't remember their armor that
Game
well.
of Thrones.
I just remember they were big
They have
guys.
the weird helmets where it's like the slots and then the eye.
Yeah, I mean, like, they don't necessarily seem evil. Like, they just seem very shiny and chrome, that's for sure.
Okay.
So think Captain Phasma.
Okay. And they shall be greeted upon the Fury Road. Jesus. Witness me. One pulls out a spray can, sprays his face, rides into the fire.
Okay.
He goes through.
And as you go through, the rest of the caravan kind of following after you guys, you appear in what looks like the ruins of an old castle. Within this area, a lot of the overgrowth has kind of taken over the ruins of this place, and what you guys know about this place is it's always been called the Bridge. And what it was known for was being an old, ancient castle ground where vampires thrived. At this point, what's known is that a long time ago, the reason they call it the Bridge is it was the place between the capital and Storm's Eye. And it was the middle of that area where they kind of operated and sent people to either fuck with the Bloodstream family or to lead attacks against the Stormbanes. Long since, this place has been a ruin that's just been left behind to decay and be lost forever. On this current morning, everything's pretty well lit. You can hear birds chirping in the distance, the sound of the carriages rolling along. Anyone who's currently riding in those carts quickly realizes that these carts are being moved by some form of magic. In the front cart,
You're having so much fun.
It is a blast.
Jada slides open all the windows, letting in all the light, and she says, "You need to catch some sun. That's the first thing, okay? And second, let me see your nails."
She just like she takes off the lace glove and shows her nails, and she notices that they're actually kind of like sharpened a bit and actually really clean.
Oh, that won't do. Why are they sharp like that? Do you chew them like that? Oh wait, no, those are actually very well done.
Thank you.
These can work. And she like reaches into her bag, and you hear like a couple of bottles being moved around, and she pulls out these little vials of nail polish. Hey, come on.
Is it pink?
It's not the base there.
Why is it cold?
I keep it in a little cooler. I don't know where you came from with cold.
It actually is so
Okay.
cold.
Okay, I didn't know. I'm like, wait, what? Okay. But she starts to kind of like do this, and you're, again, like it's very beautiful out, but maybe by your standards, this isn't like typical ideal place to be.
Back with my
You
books.
immediately start to feel the weight of like that moisture in the air.
Get used to a
It's very
bookworm.
humid around here. And she's like kind of like doing your nails, and she says, "So what are you exactly? I see you pretty often. Let's admit, I can't be that rude to you, right? What was your name again?"
Malantha, my lady.
Malantha.
Or you can call me Mel.
Mel, that's much easier. You can call me Jada.
Of course, Miss Jada.
But I mean, like, what are you? What do you do in the castle? Are you like a groundskeeper? Do you like sweep the bedchambers, clean the chamber pots? She works at a bar.
In the morgue.
In the morgue.
Oh. City morgue.
I deal with the dead bodies, my lady.
Oh, that must be so depressing.
It's quiet.
Well, quiet can be boring too. Do you ever have any fun?
Well, I did actually find a really interesting bone in this person's body.
Oh wow, really?
Oh wow, really?
This
It's
escalated.
the opposite of Ona. Ona would be hypnotized by this conversation. Jada, oh wow.
That's crazy. phone or something. Oh my god. Were they in the middle of...
Thankfully, no.
Oh god.
Truly glad I have not seen that. Yeah.
I didn't think there really was a phone. Anyways.
And she's just thinking, if only I could actually just stab this little tiny piece of femur into your brain.
What was that?
And she's literally all thinking this, and her eyes are just like, just looking
What's
at her
she
nails.
thinking
And
about?
Right.
Wednesday energy.
it might be an interesting comment.
Well, it'll definitely offset your outfit. But it might inspire you to do something a little different. What about your hair? She like starts pushing your hair back and like messing around with it.
She could, when she's pushing her hair back, she could actually feel how soft it is. And like silky.
It's like silk.
I've never.
You're actually not as dirty as I thought you would be.
I try to not be when dealing with the bodies.
She like leans in, like you can feel the brush of the like the brush that she's using kind of scrape over your hand. And she like carelessly leans over and looks at your hair, and then she just
It actually smelled kind of like lavender mint.
wow, lavender.
Lavender what?
Mint. She makes her own like.
Just repeat what she said.
Yeah, basically. So it's kind of like sweet, and it's only because she uses it to mask the smell of the dead bodies.
Okay, so maybe I misunderstood you, Matilda. But I think that like with a couple of sprucing up, definitely a little color. I mean,
It'll be quick.
do you like white?
I feel like
The color white?
I do.
Okay. So we can definitely do something. You know that there's going to be a party tonight, right?
Yes, my lady.
There's none of my friends there.
Low key. He looks at you.
I'd like you to be my friend.
Of course, my lady. Anything that you need.
I'm not going to hold you to it, okay? If you don't want to hang out with me, it's okay. And she like turns away and she starts doing her own nails.
May I?
You may. She like hands it to you.
She starts to paint
Wow.
and she just paints them gently and like actually like nicely.
Pulls out dirt, just rubs it on her nails.
a little bit of grime never hurt anyone.
Oh my gosh, shit, man.
Don't scare. Open Batman.
Oh my god.
Outside of the cart, kind of traveling along the road with these people. One of the soldiers like comes up to you and he hands you like this report that they've made. And basically what it's saying is that prior to the day to today, they had sent people ahead already to kind of scout the roads, and for the most part, everything seems clear. Make a perception check.
Can I just tell you my passive perception?
What is it?
22.
Roll it just specifically to find this.
Okay.
Passive perception is 22 minus 23.
19.
Okay.
I also have advantage on perception checks.
Oh, good for
Did
you.
you roll with advantage?
Yes.
Okay. After he hands you this report, you're kind of looking about, right? You see again, like all the way in the back of everything, they're kind of separated from the main convoy, right? You see like the normal villagers and people who might be traveling with the king to do trade here, and amongst them you kind of just see the typical, like leather crafters, weaponsmiths, and meat sellers or whatever. They're all kind of traveling in this direction. The soldiers are keeping close perimeter around, but they kind of spread some people out into the woods surrounding the road itself. And then of course you can see Ona like trying to pull her head in, and she finally just pops it back into the cart. And then you see her tumbling around, and then she like sits up, and you hear like a she goes into a bag or something.
He's like,
And then Edard is at the rear. What do you do?
gonna do a routine Rushin. A Rushin
Motion
check.
check.
Kind of just rides to the front, then goes to the back, but stops, and then like rides kind of in between the left side of the carriage and in between where Eddard is, if you're following cool.
I'm kind of like next to where Ona's cart is.
Yeah. I mean, like, you guys are close enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Like next to it, but like we'll bit back, like essentially.
Laura kind of looks over at you. You know, you could have rode in the carriages. They told me to keep an eye on her.
I don't like riding in carriages. I prefer to have open space.
That's a fair assessment. I've only heard stories, but have you actually made a pact?
Make an intelligence check. I don't know if you would know about that.
I see Eldritch Blasts, though. I've heard
So
stories.
you're talking about like his,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Because he's familiar with the type of magic that it is and knows where it comes from.
Yeah, it's your mom.
Mother.
Did you know?
No, 17.
But he kind of like is like looking at you for a second. Did you make a pact with a demon?
I don't think so.
Huh.
Does that make you a little nervous?
No, it's just like the.
Just to like mess with you a bit, I'll even like do like a little smirk as I said, does that make you nervous?
Not really. I just can't tell what it is.
Me neither. Just kind of go with it.
It doesn't seem to be a demon, at least. Some of the stuff they taught me, I'm able to kind of see or tell those kind of things. But, interesting. Huh. So not all pact bearers are bad?
No.
The cart in front of you guys rattles a little bit, and Ona slides the back window open. You guys want some candy?
Oda, it's
When?
it's
Where?
like
How?
it's like 8 o'clock in the morning.
When did you make
Give it.
Eat this biscuit.
And then she hits her in the face.
You just like, you throw it, it hits her on the head, she like grabs it, you slide the door, the window back closed, and you just hear.
And all I see is like.
You remember from Jurassic Park the tail
The
fucking
Canadian people from South
from
America.
the raptors when they're eating something. That's all you see in the cart is the tail flailing back and
Wait,
forth.
Does Ona have a tail?
No, she doesn't.
Oh.
Well, now you do. No,
No, she doesn't.
It does.
she's growing up.
Yeah, I don't know. I never pictured her with a tail for some reason. So
Okay, that's
she
fine.
had like the humanoid look to her the whole time.
Oh.
But yeah,
Just fake head.
Also, fair warning.
Who are you?
Wow. Okay.
it's true. Like, you started asking a question, and he just started rapping at me.
They were freestyling and I just didn't know what to do.
I'm sorry. I'm Alaric. They had promoted me and brought me up to knight, and just did a lot of work to get here. But as fair warning, he's your brother, correct?
God for you.
He told me to keep an eye out for anything interesting or off that might be off the beaten path.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a very dangerous road to Storm's Eye.
Yeah, sounds like he wants to stop when I find any of that.
Probably better to just keep moving, honestly.
I'm obligated to tell him.
Well, tell them, but the caravan would have to keep moving.
I know, I'm just giving you a heads up.
Oh no, what is it?
What kind of spooky stuff is out here? 'Cause it's kind of pretty out. Slides the rest of the window open. Pushes her head out the back window.
You're gonna get your head stuck in there.
I've already got it stuck before. I know how to get it out.
2 hours later.
Freezing?
You can see her like neck stretch a little bit every time.
Oh my god.
Do any scales come off?
A little bit.
No!
No!
6 feet into it.
I will try.
Alaric and Ed are staring at Ona the same way. He's just like, is she always like that?
Kind of. She's very full of energy.
I can tell.
So it's yeah.
Who gave her the book about the letters?
I did. She's got to learn.
Try to guide
to
her
read.
through that. She
Yeah.
doesn't know what the book's called.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Okay.
Yeah. School's not helping, so.
She could be a
So
good
we
drawer
spent like
later.
3
in her
hours
life.
with it. And
Maybe.
she's just
Yeah.
like,
I've been showing her a few things on that too.
But spelling may not be the best thing.
Yeah. Are you a father?
I feel like it right now. From one adopted father to the next.
Just Mel over there at the very front carriage, like, did someone just ask my brother if they're his father? This man can't take care of anything.
What are you doing, bro?
What are you doing, older bro?
Oh, God.
No.
Wait, are you twins or who's older?
Kind of
Twins.
twins, but it's like summer
they're
or
cousins.
winter.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Wait, so who's older?
They're
So-
the same.
We're we're twins.
So twins, but who's older?
Nobody.
Nobody. We're
Who came out first?
Same time.
Interesting. Y'all just ripped apart your mom. Okay.
That's why we're orphans.
Anyways.
Sorry. Yeah.
So I wanna like, there's just like, what else is out here? And you can see like she starts, and like she's like slurps like this long licorice candy.
Well, usual thing, like, you'll find like wild animals and stuff, bandits.
Vampires.
Then you'll, what?
Huh?
Did you say vendors?
Vampires. The vendors are in the back.
Vampires, that can be any time. What was the other stuff? Oh yeah, skinwalkers. Also, if you
Fuck you.
happen to see a horse with hands, point it out, because a member of our group saw one time. I still don't believe her on that.
It's out there, I know.
You were there. It happened. The second you point it out, and somebody's just like, "Oh wait," you just press the ring, Fenrir appears. Pictures, and he runs up, bites it, flips it around. Thanks, Hunter, and then vanishes.
You grab it, and starts
There's a bone
walking like a
shoved-
thing.
bone from it shoved into
Still
your
horse.
ribs, so like you become the next one.
Oh,
When he goes like, when he turns into the Beast King, it's just a giant horse with 6
Hands.
arms.
But yeah, stuff like that.
Opens its mouth, a human face comes out. Nightmare fuel.
at least. No, it's not near you guys to hear about this because she would want it.
It's like the alien, the xenomorph from Aliens.
We're never getting out of here.
We're gonna die down here.
Yeah, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure there might be a new stuff, or maybe some stuff that won't even show up. Who knows? That's why it's best to just keep it moving.
Huh.
That's why usually during invasions, most armies don't like to come this way. They'd rather just leave it alone.
It's, I mean, I just saw my hand in the thing.
I'm gonna move it over
A boo
here. It's gonna be like right here for us. Okay, so they don't see it.
But outside of that, you're about right. But I didn't know vampires during the day.
Oh, not during the day, no.
That's what I was saying. You said at any time.
I mean, if they have cloaks on, they can, but...
Oh, that makes sense.
As you say that, you look back and you just see some guy in a black cloak just walking by.
He could very well be a vampire, and you're just letting him walk on.
Hold that.
Do you stop him?
No. No.
Kind of stares. Divine sense. Is it undead?
It's,
Yeah.
it's literally two
Kind of like
halflings.
rides up, reaches, grabs the cloak, pulls the hood down.
When you approach, like they like stop and turn to look at you, and you recognize Swami.
Hey, Swami.
Oh, hi, Ella. Spent some time.
Kind of like
I didn't
as you're
realize you were
saying
going
that,
with
draws
us.
sword, puts to neck.
Calm down. Calm down. Swami's a good one.
They're good vampires.
Aren't you one of Godfrey's men? You should have known who I am by now.
I'm newly entitled to this position. I have no idea who you are.
So I am Swami. And he holds out a gloved hand.
Kind of puts the sword away.
Like, you ever seen Hell on Wheels? You ever seen Hell on Wheels?
Yeah.
Remember, like, that one guy who always pissed off the main character. This tall, kind of balding. The priest.
I think. Show me a picture, please.
You ever watched Twilight? I feel like
That actually is another good reference.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because he's in that.
I feel like I know who this actor is. I see like the visage or something.
Okay, now I remember who you based him off of. Yeah. Forget his name though. It's one.
The Swede is what they call
the
him.
actor that he based him off of.
That guy. I had a feeling.
Yeah, picture him. He's wearing like this very heavy like cloak, and it like even like protrudes forward to make sure that his face is completely covered, or at least has a shade over his face. And he like kind of looks at you, and he just says, "Congratulations on your promotion."
Looks at Edward. So I shouldn't be worried about this one?
No, not that one.
Not unless I'm absolutely hungry.
Should I be worried about that?
Of course. You should always be worried.
He like
about
turns
hungry
around, and
vampires.
you can hear him cackling. And you see like some of the soldiers get like a little bit
How
unnerved
new
around
does
him
this
as he
guy
walks
feel?
by.
How new does he feel?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he definitely looks like he's someone who might have like seen battle or
Okay.
been around long.
He's
but
well rounded to battle and fighting, and it's done.
essentially, this is the
Yeah.
first time he's ever seen Swami.
Okay.
And at
I
this
figured
point, if
that,
he had
yeah.
seen, what's her name? Wow, I'm blanking out.
Jada?
No.
Immediately
The sorceress. The sorceress.
Cassandra?
Cassandra. If he'd seen Cassandra, not a lot of people get to see Cassandra. So, yeah, Swami is completely new to you.
Yeah.
And he just kind of like walks by, and if you're watching him, it looks like he's like blended in pretty well to the crowd, and then he just kind of vanishes before your eyes.
Yeah, he helped us out with something up north. Fire cults. God. Temple. Yeah, it was fun.
I've only really heard reports about it.
The Dungeon Initiative kicked a god's ass,
The dungeon.
and then he became our friend.
What?
Now he's in a band. It's metal as fuck, isn't it?
Isn't?
Sorry.
Oh, looks at
Okay, there's
Eddard, and that hasn't been reported.
what?
Zoe was always the one to talk. Stop it.
I only know that the cult was stopped. I didn't know that the god survived.
Who said he survived?
She just.
She's so proud.
She said we kicked its ass.
Yeah, but then
He
joined
promotes it.
you, and then
Yeah, you started a band.
and he started a band.
Yeah.
They're called the Xenagoats.
Okay, Ona, you need to calm down.
They're so cool. I just wish I could listen to them all the time. If only there was a way to like capture their beautiful music and carry it around with you all the time.
Like in a box.
Yeah. Maybe a magic bag that you open it, and every time you open it, you can hear sounds. I need to talk to Kato. Can I go home?
No, you can't.
It's gonna be on my mind all weekend.
Once we're on this road, we can't really just teleport out.
So,
It's another licorice, basically.
But yeah, don't worry about him. He's fine. He's probably got his guys around us, making sure everything's good. Yeah, there's other vampires most likely, not just him. Are you okay?
he's kind of like staring at you like. I was told to keep an eye out for things that are weird. This is weird.
So as you guys continue this conversation, we cut up ahead. At this point, like Jada's moved on from nails, and she's like starting to kind of mess with your hair.
Falls out of it.
Let's see, maybe a little like this.
Chunk of her skin.
What do you like to do for fun?
Spider crawled out of her ear.
Other than reading, I like to actually do a bit of sketching. But it mostly depends if I can actually find a sharpest bone.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
What do you like to do for fun, my lady?
Oh, aside from drinking and having a lot of fun doing karaoke's, and I love messing with Godfrey. Like, messing with him. You know what I'm saying?
I do not, my lady.
Do you have someone special?
No, my lady.
Why not?
I've never
I'm
seen.
sure there's someone out there that'll appreciate your greasy looking hair.
Oh my god.
But it's not greasy at all. It's actually nice and soft and pretty. It smells good. Another uncomfortable sniff at the back of your head.
I guess I can become an oathbreaker.
And what you've noticed is that in the entire time that you've been trying to like maybe break even with her and like find some middle ground, she's gotten more and more touchy and comfortable. Maybe too comfortable.
So,
I know somebody that you might like.
Truly.
Yeah. His name's Joshua Crane. He's a doctor. He's gonna be there tonight.
oh god.
What's so funny?
Yeah, what's so funny?
What's so funny?
It's the camera. What's so funny?
It's just serious. I did have a lover once, my lady, but he died. I've never thought of finding another love after him.
Is that why you work at the morgue?
No, my lady, that's not
Did
why.
he die at the morgue with you? Oh my god. That's terrible.
Maybe she's just jumping to conclusions.
Well, I can tell you a few things about Joshua. I can tell you a few things about Joshua. Not only is he a really good doctor, he also likes to listen. He's a good listener. Every time I've had a bad day or a bad night, I just go ahead and I reach out to Joshua. He's like a pen pal. I write to him and he writes back and he tells me how pretty I am and how much I deserve better and all that sort of nonsense. You know how boys can be. He just doesn't understand. He deserves better too.
I feel like I'm losing
It's
brain cells.
definitely not me.
I see.
But you two together would be so perfect.
I will take that into consideration,
He likes
my
dead
lady.
things too.
Oh,
I once caught him killing a cat once, and I had to go ahead and convince him that that's wrong. But it's been a long time since that happened. He's grown up quite a bit. And whenever I wanted to just, have some fun, he was really good at it.
What?
What?
So you might like that.
She just she just admitted to cheating on Godfrey.
Of course, this is before I met Godfrey.
Damn it.
Oh.
We're just friends now.
She's not up here, mate.
He took it really hard when we broke things off,
Is anyone?
but we're really good friends now. And I think that if I introduced both my friends, you would love him too, Matilda.
No, my
Mel, I'm so sorry.
I will take it into consideration, my lady.
Oh, into consideration? It's already a done deal. I got you, girl. Just gotta figure out what to do with your hair.
At least she's not calling you Matt, for short for Matilda.
And as you guys continue down the road, you're kind of looking ahead, and you start to recollect times that you may have come through this road at your youth. Long ago, when you and your brothers may have just run off from home and gone down this road towards the capital, seen the capital from a distance in those days, only to return a day later with your mother completely pissed that you guys just vanished the way you guys did. And as we transition from this sunlit area and get closer to the mountain range in the middle of Terra Promessa, you guys start to see this looming landscape ahead of you. Big open field with the road kind of stretching on and on. This heavy mist hanging over as if the clouds themselves were touching the earth. The mountain range kind of covered in these puff clouds.
If you have anything warmer, I would suggest you putting it on.
I'm fine.
She's just,
Oh no! Make sure to put on your coat.
she's covered
She
in
like
candy.
slides it open. Why?
Well, we're going into the mountains now. It's gonna get a little bit colder.
She goes to the other side, pops her head out,
Stop doing.
and then she starts to climb on top of the wagon,
Oh,
and she sits on top of it. Whoa! No!
It just spreads her arms out.
Lady Ona. Oh,
It's okay.
At this point,
the window
it's
thing.
been almost a full day's travel. We're
Big
nearing
bird,
we're nearing like the late afternoon, and out in the distance, you guys can see the mountain range kind of like have this divide and lead in with the road just kind of disappearing into it. Out in the field itself, you can just make out at the base of the mountain, there's a bunch of farmlands and homes kind of outstretched in that area. They seem to kind of go off in different directions for miles. This interconnection of homes and landscape and farmland. And just kind of rested in the middle of it all, you can see the castle itself of Storm's Eye, rested in between the mountainscape itself. These large skyscrapers kind of leading into the sky. At this distance, you can even just make out some of like the javelins that are used up top. Legend had told that at some point they used to use them against dragons that tried to take over the land itself. You can even see signs of like where some of the landscape had been disturbed during these great battles. The long winding road that leads ahead, this heavy mist growing thicker and heavier, the castle itself starting to kind of loom even between the mountainscape itself. This dark gray stonework that seemed to be a thing out of its time. Compared to the capital that's been like renovated and rejuvenated over the years, this place just seems like it's just been stuck in its place. And as the caravan drives between the people and their farmlands, some of them stop and wave at you, and they start to cheer, and they start to call out the name Stormbane in high renown. You see that some of the people break off from the back of the caravan and disperse amongst the farms and the people in their homes and essentially it's like a little town, but it's no big open landscape. You can see that there's soldiers scattered about heavily, kind of protecting this perimeter.
welcome to Ravenloft.
Yeah, just skulls with heads on pikes just going down the road.
We kill everyone we don't know.
And as you guys begin this approach, the mountainscape where it kind of starts has been cleared out, and this is where the heaviest force of military is kind of standing. A lot of them are standing at attention, all in their formations as you're led on down the road towards the men basically guarding the entry point. And as they kind of look you all over, they kind of start to wave you in, and you're led by an escort to the front gates of the castle. Before the castle itself, there is a long, narrow bridge that stretches about 80 feet. On either side, it seems like it's been dug into these trenches. Those trenches seem to have been dug down at least 30 feet on either side. At this point, when you're passing through it, you remember...
I would say that, like, as Edward kind of, like, gets up to it, like, he does kind of stop for a moment as he's sort of hesitant to, like, go through the gate. Almost as if, like, he's just remembering stuff from, like, his childhood, and then up to the point where, like, that he left, like, he's kind of climbs off Queenie for a moment, just kind of just touching the stonework of the walls and everything. Closing his eyes, like, he just kind of, like, clenched fists and everything, just finally takes that first step back and home that he has ever taken in the last 10 years.
And as you kind of begin to cross that way, Queenie kind of nudging at your side as you cross this bridge, you recall that when you first left, this did not exist. It used to just be a full piece of groundwork that people could just travel through, and now it's been created into this stone narrow passage leading to a drawbridge that slowly gets dropped for you guys.
I think it would probably be common knowledge for anyone in this region to know, like, every once in a while that the castle does get expanded a bit to build up more defenses for...
And for sure, you do know that, I think they're called parapets, like the towers that go on either side of the castles. I forget what the proper term is. I keep calling them towers, but I know that there's a better term for it. But yeah, you do notice that it has been expanded, and there has been a larger military force added. As you can see, a lot of them peering over the side of the walls every once in a while, and they kind of tuck back, hiding their positions.
Kind of like those little walls on the
the walls themselves, but then there's like these like towers, these like circular towers.
Okay, yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah. So essentially, as you're kind of going in, you notice a lot of curious faces kind of peering over. And as the carts kind of like roll out into the courtyard, this wide circular courtyard, in the center of it, you see this very large figure in full plate armor. Hugh, go ahead and explain your character. Describe him.
So essentially, if you guys know what Space Marine looks like, so Ben should know because I pretty much the copy of the character I made for that other small one.
Yeah, he remembers.
Yeah, so essentially, if you guys remember, it's Stolas. It's just.
Look, he's looking at you right now because he knows.
Yeah. I'm also around it.
So you're both paladin fighters, by the way.
Nice.
Okay. So big space marine. How tall are you?
About 8 feet 8, about 9 feet.
They're huge.
Jesus Christ. What's your character's name again?
To the roof. Stolas Dumpton.
Is this the same character?
Essentially.
So, could we say he survived whatever mission that was when I did my one shot? And that
However, it's explained that he ended up here. Essentially, I'll kind of give the backstory that we worked on here is that you were picked up by them, right? Like through the church?
Yeah.
And the Stormbane family basically saw him, and ever since they took him in, he reveres them as, someone to be respected.
Okay.
So now, he works within the castle walls, standing dead center of the courtyard, being the first thing that everyone sees as you enter the Storm's Eye. And feel free to yell because my speaker sucks.
I forgot something that I forgot to send them. It's okay. It's not too big of a deal, but
Okay, so you guys see him looming there, and a couple of other soldiers kind of watching you guys, and they're giving orders to clear the carts and secure, the passengers are let out safely. The first escort going up to the first cart, they swing open the door, and at this point your fingers are a bright pink color, your hair's been done up into a braid going down the back of your head, and Jada steps out, holds out a hand, and the guy raises his hand and helps her down, and they go over to the next car where they allow Godfrey out, and he immediately looks her over, and he's just like, Jada, my love, and picks her up and swirls her around, and she's like, ah, and he sets her down. We go over to the next cart, and we see Jordan Rose Gold leaving his cart. He's got a bag slung over his shoulder, and he's looking around at the castle, and he looks right back at you, and he says, long time, huh?
yeah.
When's the last time you...
Flies
He gets cut off as you hear a very familiar voice say, my babies!
God.
And sure enough, coming from the main castle itself, before the gate has even touched down, you see your mother running out dressed in an all-white gown, and she has this fur over her shoulder, very heavy thing, and you recognize it to be your father's coat. And she's coming over, and you can see that she's done her makeup, her hair's all tied back into this tight bun. She's wearing her typical dress, revealing all cleavage. And she comes up to you, and you see that the makeup that she's done is already running. And she's like, oh, my baby boy's finally come home! Edward, please give me a hug.
This is way too close to mom.
Alaric
The
just kinda,
description of the tears part.
I haven't seen you in so long!
Alaric's just like, you're alone with this one, right?
Yeah,
Hi, mom.
She grabs at your leg. Just get down already. Come on.
He's already down.
Yes. She gives you a big squeeze hug.
So, Jada's distracted by Godfrey.
Yeah.
Okay. Pulls a bottle of oil out. It's gonna remove the color.
Thanks.
And rides off, circling back around.
Jada like looks over, sees him, looks at you. Oh.
That is my brother.
What?
That is my brother.
That makes things weird,
Yes.
but not unheard of where I come from.
No.
She's a Lannister!
He is my brother.
I do have this cousin,
Oh god.
and before that goes deep, it goes over to you.
So it did though.
Your mummy.
Fuck Jada.
Your mummy
That's what
grabs your head and she starts kissing your forehead. My baby
starts
boy, I
smearing
missed
on
you
you.
so much.
Okay.
It's been so long.
Mom,
And you can see that there's like a gathering crowd of people like kind of standing around you.
Oh, okay, this
You got like
too
the
much.
maids and caretakers. You see like some of them are like elderly people that are looking at you and they're like, oh, Lord Stormby, good to see you. And like you can hear them all like realizing like, oh my god.
It's the boy.
back. Is that hard?
Boy.
And Godfrey like comes over, Mummy.
Take her.
Like, oh, you, and she like pushes you aside. Taking the road. I thought you were gonna come right to the castle. I didn't want to disturb the city walls. I didn't want to have to take down the whole barrier and it's okay. It's good to see you. She gives him a hug. And go ahead, everybody but actually everybody make a perception check, even you. No.
Natural 20.
You can make one. You can make one as well if you'd like.
Okay.
Roll a 13.
I'm wiping off the.
She's too
Yes,
focused.
yes.
And by the way, Stolas.
She
Oh, I'm
hasn't
sorry.
done it
Holding
yet.
it.
I forgot.
It's already hard to hear him. Stolas. Essentially, you basically can see everybody from here, so you don't gotta really do a check unless you're looking for something specific.
Looks like a 13 for my check anyways.
Fantastic. What'd you get?
13.
What'd you get?
Would I have advantage because I know this place?
No, because you've been gone for 10 years.
Yeah, I was gonna
Damn it.
say.
Shut up. Shut up.
More accurate.
Oh yeah, you got a +7.
Inspiration.
What'd you get?
22.
Okay. What'd you get?
20,
You got a nat 20.
net 20, but the total
30.
would be 27.
Oh, it's close.
So from your angle, you see Jada looking like you're looking basically past Godfrey, and like their mother is like hugging him, so it's like her back facing you, and you can just see like past him that Jada's there, and she kind of goes,
Oh.
and then from your angle, as you're walking out of the castle, go ahead and describe yourself.
So she is. Oh my god, I just stuttered. I am so sorry. It's also my electrolytes, as you see.
Oh.
Drink some water.
It
It's your
kinda-
time to shine.
It kind of messes with me.
Harness the power of electrolyte within your body.
Take a breath.
Channel it into your chest.
Take a breath and drink some water.
You just Palpatine, just go Palpatine episode 9.
My brain's not ready for that.
So, you see a tall 5'9", tan woman. She has like a muscular build.
Mommy?
I knew you were gonna
She
say.
had dirty blonde hair. Her attire, she's very like Viking. Like she's like
Literally.
Leathers and all that.
like leather, and she has like
Another piece.
she has
This.
I wish I rolled a good roll because I just want to see her.
I have a picture.
Lady in
I
The only thing you
I
didn't
did
see
say-
is this glare between.
Okay, cool.
And-
Awesome.
and our
I'm just staring right
I
at
did
her.
a thing
Okay.
on AI.
Maybe show them the picture that way they get.
She has like a Viking like markings, like war paintings almost
Yes.
on her eyes. What kind of like gives her away? She has piercings here, and she has like a giant brown grizzly bear coat on her. But what kind of like gives her away is she has like these light gray
You're
eyes.
sliding out of your seat.
It's the fact
Why is it so slippery?
No, I was just saying, like, what kind of, like, how do you say, like,
Well,
something that, like, you just can't take your eyes off, like, it's more, like, stands out a bit or something.
What is it?
Captivating.
Yeah.
The
she
eyes,
Has,
like-
she has, like, gray eyes.
So it like sticks out when
Yeah.
people see her. Got it.
Is this another Beast
And-
King? No.
If you see, like, right behind her, she has, like, this double.
Is this the fan art that you're gonna make tonight? Like,
She has this double-sided
Pages
axe,
it overnight.
and that's what she looks like. Ah, I have a weak
Nice.
wing.
sit on Zoe's face.
And clench and break her skull.
Oh my god.
And when I say that she's like muscular,
Nice.
not like those
So she's
bodybuilders,
fit.
but she's like
So she's like athletically fit.
Yeah.
yeah.
So when you come out, all of you kind of like do like see her, approaching.
And
You notice that over Jada's shoulder, you already know who Jada is.
She's just
You've heard everything that you need to know about her. In
Mel is just
fact,
staring right at you.
you're basically like a cousin, right?
Yeah, that's their cousin.
So
Another rose gold.
Oh no,
Stormbane.
Stormbane.
Oh.
She's a Stormbane.
But
From record.
from
Huh.
God man, I'm like sitting here. I wrote these names and I can't remember them
So
ever.
proud of you.
I hate names. Evelina Stormbane, their mother. All she talks about is this tragic wedding that's coming in a few weeks, and how her baby boy is being married off to some. And you see her hugging Godfrey,
And just
staring at Jada. And then when she slowly lets go, smiles at Godfrey, and you can see them all happy and dandy, and Godfrey turns and gestures towards Jada. And you just see her go up to Jada and go, "How are you?" And you get closer and closer, and you can hear them. It's so lovely to see you. Welcome to Storm's Eye. This might have been the first time for many of you. I'm sorry if things are not exactly on the lit side. It's essentially one of those days where, well,
Mel was just
it's kind of gloomy today. Almost like something's casting a dark shadow over all of us. And that's when you approach.
She's gonna.
I'm just wiping lipstick.
What a bitch! Just start punching her.
She sees Edda and she has like this big like smile and she just goes over and grabs him and she lifts him and she goes, "Cousin!" I felt bad.
Say it. Do it again.
Do it.
Cousin.
I can't do it.
Or is it more like cousin?
No, it's almost like buffet, like.
Let's go
voice.
fight stairs like bitch in the woods.
Like,
You're
like Russian No.
Yes.
She's like,
Um.
it isn't my cousin. She just, oh, I'm so good to see you.
Mel is just watching and
Lark's
she's
just
like amazed.
Puts you down and she's just like, let me have a look at you.
Did you come up from behind or forward?
Both Alark
Forward.
and Mel
Okay,
are
so I
just
saw
staring
you.
at her.
She's beautiful, isn't she?
Sigurd?
Yeah.
What the shit? You got bigger.
She was
You
solid.
got a beard. You got a beard.
Yeah. Fuck. When did you get so strong?
Oh, I just started doing like 5 years.
Big bears in the forest.
Yeah, Godfrey's just doing this like.
Yeah, I looked barrels. You see this, and she like kind of like points at her. This thing was fucking heavy, but I brought it. Skinned it myself too.
Looks good.
She
Thank
went to
you.
both better than once, like bitch.
Yeah.
She's gonna turn.
Godfrey's looking you over like, oh my god.
Godfrey!
It's been so long.
Breaks up.
How's Ragnarheim?
Very beautiful.
haven't been there in quite some time either. Been nice to see our uncle again. Will he be joining us? And
Uncle Rorik here?
Oh yeah, he's back over there.
Is he here?
oh, I guess he's here now.
Oh god.
I recall
Nice.
me like missing a leg and an arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is my mother.
I thought we fixed that.
Oh,
Not yet.
she says, yeah, he's
Lagertha?
over. Yeah.
Lagertha's his wife.
Yeah, we couldn't come up with another name.
No, wait, hang on. Didn't we did cast Regenerate on the uncle.
Yeah.
When we visited Ragnarheim with Zoe.
Yeah, we did.
When was that?
That
There was a quick glimpse
long
because there was a
time
lot
ago.
of you going through wormholes right before you fought. It was right before you tried the solo fight.
Oh, she wasn't with us.
I thought she
It was
came
you and me.
through. Yeah, but I'm saying before that, she came through with us because we found out about that. She cast Regenerate on him, and then left and went back, and then I joined you, and you said go back home.
Yeah.
I thought it was just you and me.
No.
No?
We were gonna have to remember this crap.
That was a
but
while ago.
Yeah.
That was
It was
like
like
a while ago.
It was just before we started streaming.
That was like early.
Yeah.
That was almost about the
Either way,
time that.
It was literally the session before we started streaming. So I was
Either
like,
way.
fuck.
I'm pretty sure it's just you and me.
After the fact, yes.
Yeah, no, Mel was just mesmerized.
Yeah, search it on the internet.
The internet knows all.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, she sees Jada and she's, like, trying to, like,
Force a smile.
Jada! Good to see you. And
Who are you again? I'm sorry. I'm so rude. And she like puts her hand
snap you
on
like
Godfrey.
twig.
I feel like you've talked to me about her before, but you have such a big family. I'm Jada.
Sigrid.
Sacred.
just
Such a
sitting there
beautiful name.
Thank you. So does Jada.
Wow. Did you
I'm
know?
tired.
I would love to change your
This is
attire.
literally
Would
you
you
and
like
me
to
right
dress
now
up
as
for
this is
tonight?
happening.
You just see.
What the fuck was that noise?
Must have been a bird.
Would you like to do your nails?
Just.
And you just
You
see, like,
totally should.
and you
she
just
like
see
grabs
behind
your
Jada,
hand.
and she like tries to
Okay.
swab up her
She
nose.
turns to you and she like goes to grab your hand. Grabs your hand.
Oh.
You have to show me one of the old rooms. We're gonna go in there and we're gonna get all pretty done. Come on. And you see like this handmaid like run over from the side of everybody, and you recognize her as Lady Miriam, and she's like the lady who basically helped raise you guys.
Oh, our nanny,
Yeah.
essentially. Okay.
And you see her and like her hands are like doing one of these. Come, dear. I'll show you to the room.
She's older.
And she like puts a hand on you. It's so good to see you, my boy. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Even with these old eyes, I can still see
First
you.
comes down, takes her away.
What the hell?
And like
is
she
with the
starts to
bird?
kind of lead you guys off.
The older the meat, the better it
Oh,
tastes.
Mel is looking like right at Edard, like.
It's like
Oh.
jerky.
Mel is looking right at you, like.
Who are you?
That's my sister.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I see a resemblance?
Actually,
Aside from the antlers.
That's,
Well,
oh.
his are broken. She's got full.
She took care of her antlers a lot better than him.
I got in fights. She didn't.
Oh. Okay.
While you guys are being led off toward the castle with Lady Miriam leading the way, you all notice that a young woman with brown hair and currently wearing like this blue shirt with some like basically like gray khakis and these loafers on. She comes out. Imagine like like that laid back girl who wears the sweatpants. She like basically comes out of the house. Her hair's all crazy, and you see like Jada like immediately go, "Oh my God, Aurelia, you're here! You're so beautiful!" And she immediately puts her hands up and says, "Don't fucking touch me," and like walks right by her.
Fucking Aurelia!
And she like walks right by, and she goes, "Oh, she doesn't mean it. She loves me. I'll see you at the party tonight. Come on."
And Mel is just glanced over at her, like.
Mommy?
Actually, I have some stuff to attend. And
Oh,
I
what do you
need
have to
some help.
attend? Come on. We're gonna get ready for tonight's party. We're gonna look beautiful. We're gonna be the fattest bitches there, okay? Easily.
You said, guys, I am already a bad bitch.
Oh, we have to actually go find Joshua. I have to introduce you to Joshua. We should bathe you first.
That sounds good.
Yes, we're gonna bathe you first. Lady Miriam, we're gonna shower them first and make sure they're all ready.
No. How
She, like, grabs your-
about later? Because I have to go hunting and I need some help.
That's not ladylike. Send somebody else to do it.
Can I go with her? I'm actually curious.
No. You see what time it is? We only have a few hours before this party starts.
I promise you, we will look very happy.
If I
I
hate
will-
your outfit, you can't sit with us.
I wasn't planning on it.
I promise that I will wear the first dress you see for me.
No,
Oh,
come
no.
with me now. She's
Please tell me that was a bad roll. Actually, can I roll? Can I roll a persuasion against you? No.
yeah. You're basically trying to resist the persuasion. Like reverse persuasion.
I just
She like pushes your hand down and like basically drags you. She goes, "This is a technique I learned." And she like drags you off with her.
How are you this strong?
Anything's
Oh
strong
my
when you have
gosh.
the leverage. I'll see you at the party, Sigurd. Sigurd.
she's just standing
And
there.
you're
like,
basically
what the
led
hell?
off into this castle, like just this long passage first, and then it like finally makes like a left or a right, and you get turned off to the left, and you're following this little old lady who's just shaking like crazy down the passageway.
That's actually adorable.
Aurelia like walks right up to
She's
you,
mean.
and you can see that she's like super tired, and she has that look of just like
I'm tired of this.
she walks like right up to you and Godfrey. The rest of the people now kind of like dispersing. At this point, they've like addressed you and they said, "You're on patrol duty on the outer walls.
Okay.
So basically, you and your men are in charge of the courtyard, and you're going to be up top with the others. Anything that they say to do, you're basically to like kind of coincide and work with them."
Okay.
Finally, someone that actually more my speed.
Yeah, she walks up and she goes. She looks at Godfrey and then she looks at you. What's that? And she like puts her arms around you guys, and like immediately you just
Ghost
smell
face.
alcohol. And
Having too much fun, aren't you?
and she goes, "All Mom does is talk about how much she hates Jada and some guy that she met the other day.
Guy.
Yeah, apparently some guy that looks like Dad.
Oh.
She's needs to see someone about this. It's becoming overwhelming. I haven't been home in almost a year, and she's pissing me off. And the mom is literally standing right there.
Oh my god.
She runs off to the castle.
Ah.
And she's just like, she'll get over it. My two brothers are back in town. When's the last time you even been here, bro? I'm totally gonna get shit-faced tonight. And we're gonna party hard with your friends and all these new. Wait, where's the rest of the initiative?
Kind of busy with some other stuff right
Oh,
now.
boo! What's better than this?
She would have had so much fun with Zoe.
We have so much cool stuff to talk about. Remember Willem's room?
Yeah.
I went in.
Fuck, what did you do?
You want to see what was in there?
Oh my god.
Fuck it, why not?
And she like.
Oh no, you want to come?
Ona is like already
Oh, fuck, I
like
forgot to introduce Ona to Mom.
she's already like walking past everyone towards like the castle itself. Whoa! She stops halfway and turns to look at this really tall Stolas. What are you?
I just stare at him.
Are you some kind of giant? Can I climb later? Can I like climb on your shoulder? I bet you can see everything from up there. Oh, okay. Do you want some food or candy? Is there anything I can say to get you to say yes?
No.
Perhaps.
That's a different answer. I like that. I'm gonna bring you a surprise later, okay?
Okay.
And like she turns and she like starts to run off towards the castle. Your mother like nearly to the gates kind of bumps into her.
Screams.
Oh hi!
No, mom. This is Ona.
terrible in front of all these people.
It's okay, mom. This is Ona.
My daughter.
My daughter.
What?
It's a long story.
I'm a grandmother? You're so cute! And she like takes her face and squeezes it.
Oh no.
And she stretches it. You're so adorable! And you're so
Seal skin off.
oh my goodness, you got a little bit of oh, you're so beautiful purple eyes. Here, do you like food? Do I? Wait, so you're grandma? I'm grandma. I am your grandma. Come on. We have so much to talk about. What are you wearing? What has he got you wearing? Do you ever dress her correctly? And as you follow her in, the kind of guards like taking their stations and some of them following you guys, it makes the left turn. They haven't changed much of the stonework here, so it splits off to the left and it goes off down a long passage. And just before that, there's an entrance to this long half circle hall, where you remember that's where essentially like the proceedings were held or meetings were held or whenever your father came out. And like when you kind of step out, you can see the lone chair in the middle of the hall. And just above is this like tower, like kind of stretches on, and it has a winding staircase that goes around. You can see that along this tower, above this courtroom, there's like guards standing at different positions. Most of them carrying like bows and arrows. There's like a window behind them to peer out, and at the very top, there's this glass ceiling that allows light to illuminate the hall itself.
This is after we went inside.
Yes.
Before we went inside, I would have told like one of the guards to like make sure Queen kind of attended to that she's got food and stuff, you know,
Okay.
water drinking.
When you step past this entryway here,
Yeah.
and you look, you can just see your father like sitting in the throne, and he's like speaking out, and there's a bunch of people there, and it's kind of one of those last times you remember from being here, where your father had given like the orders to the Whispering Knight and how to tend and take care of you. And there was a big emphasis on make sure he learns all he needs to know. And the Whispering Knight had bowed their head, and as they turn, this image kind of fades out, and it's just this empty hall. And you can see that there's like a lone person in the middle of the room, kind of sweeping the floor. And they're just kind of like staring off into nothing. And when they turn, you see that they have like little bits of hair here and there.
I feel like what the fuck you did.
And you recognize this old like classmate essentially.
Stop. I know exactly what you're doing.
It's already tough to play the character. Chill.
Oh no.
But you remember his name was Randall Samuels.
Randall Samuels.
And he was basically that kid that everybody picked on. And you see him turn, and he has like this like cleft lip going on, and one of his eyes kind of has this droop. And he looks at you, and he's just like, "Hey, Edward, is that you? It's me, Randall. You don't remember me? Back in class?"
Oh no!
And then he starts to kind of walk up, and you notice that he's got like basically like a gray apron on. Why? He's just a normal person. Leave him alone.
What he said?
But like he like drops the broom,
Cancer.
and he's like,
That's not what I said.
No.
he said canceled.
Oh, I thought you were cancer.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm cancer.
But he sees you. He's like, what you see is like, from the last time you saw him, he used to kind of be dressed dirty, didn't seem very well taken care of, and you later found out like his parents weren't really like there.
Right.
Like he kind of lived in one of those households that's just kind of like they let him do whatever, and he mostly got picked on by other kids, and you maybe stood up for him once, and he never ever forgot.
Shit.
But he sees you and like you notice that he's standing a little more upright. He's clean. Aside from his hair being patchy in some places, it looked like his hair just never really grew in well. He sees you and he's like, it's me. It's Randall.
Randall?
Yeah. Remember?
Yeah,
Punching bag. That's what they all called me.
Oh my
yeah, I recall that. Yeah.
Can I give you a hug?
Sure, why not?
Like leans in, gives you a hug. Your family gave me a good job here. Basically, a home to live in, a good job, and a good staff. I moved up pretty quick. Man, it's good to see you. I remember everything you did for me. It really changed my life and my perspective on like how to treat people.
Shut up, guys.
I don't understand what's so funny.
I'm not laughing. You pointed something out.
You guys are bad. You're going to D&D hell. I mean, we're already going there. Look, obviously this is a Jeffy.
No, like just hearing him like, oh, but then like
He's the newest member to the Night Knockers.
Oh God.
It was the
I
little
don't-
He's
voice,
perfect.
He's doing really good with that.
Yeah, he's
though.
actually doing it.
You're actually doing
It's
it.
adorable.
I mean, like when I made the character, the voice was even crazier. So I'm very, very mid right now.
Let's not get into that.
You ever seen Tropic Thunder? What was his name? The character that that he played in that movie that they were all hyped for?
Simple Jack?
Simple Jack.
Oh no.
Yeah. It was leaning way heavy into that.
Why does my brain think that literally?
So you definitely have to like touch it up.
Oh yeah, I touched it up quite a bit, but yeah, he's looking at you
Fun Skelly.
and he says, I have such a good life now, and I just wanted to tell you, like, I never stopped being the better me.
Bird comes in.
We got
That joke going on. We got that.
We gotta stop. We only have so much time left, and we
Yeah.
still got a lot to cover.
I'm glad that you're doing well, Randall.
Yeah, I mean, like, it took a while for me to, like, actually learn what I need to know. Like, when you left, you were pretty young. We were pretty young. So, I had to find my place on my own, and when I couldn't find anything in the towns, none of the farmers wanted to hire me. Your family accepted me, and they made me who I am. Well, they helped me be who I am. Now I lead a really big staff of 3 people.
Okay.
We cover the castle, we clean the grounds. I think it's called a groundskeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about
It's
right.
a working term. We're going to call it that now.
Okay.
I like it.
I've heard some places call it landscaping.
You gotta get ready for the party and all. It's gonna be in the main hall behind here.
Yeah, what's the word on this party? I didn't know about a party.
No, your mom wanted everybody to have a big dinner, so some of your uncles are here, distant cousins, people from the town, you know, with nobility status, stuff to really spruce it up. You know what it is.
Okay, yeah, sounds about right.
But it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'll make sure that you get all the good slices of cake.
Not that big into cake lately.
Okay.
Although, I don't think Anna's anywhere.
She's off.
She's not anywhere here, but like, you know, if you see a little Yanti girl, she might like the cake.
A what?
That's a snake person.
This is a snake person?
Yeah, she's about this tall. Her name's Ona.
That's so cool. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah,
I haven't been out of the walls in a long time either. Slaves my skin.
there's a lot that happened last year, so I'll probably catch you up on it sometime.
You're gonna have to tell me all about it. I heard that you fought in the Battle of Dorian Gray.
Fuck you guys. And I played along with that joke so long ago.
Then I came full circle.
You stopped it for so long.
So
catch you later, huh?
Yeah, see you're up.
Edward! He goes over and picks up the broom and he just goes back to sweeping the same spot.
And it just stares off into his face.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, but instead of like looking like this, just like staring down, now he's like kind of staring off like,
that's not my friend.
He's having the best
Friend is
day ever
here.
now.
And then like you continue down this passage and again like it goes all the way down and then it splits out, right? And there's like another kind of like circular area, like half circle. And there's like a couple of seating arrangements there and then there's like a doorway that kind of leads off to what you know. It kind of burrows into the mountain itself. And that's where you and your brothers and sisters had like different rooms all spread out.
Yeah.
And you can hear a lot of the commotion coming from that passage there. To the left, you see that it leads off to one of the towers. And you can see some of the soldiers there, and they kind of look up at you, and they immediately stand up at attention. And they're like, Lord Stormbane!
No need for that. At ease.
Thank you, sir. It's good to have you home. And they kind of like go back, and you can hear them like talking to each other. I think he's become a whispering knight, but I thought they wore a mask. I don't know how it works. I just heard about it. And then off to the right, you see that there's like a couple of people marching off, and you remember that direction leads off to like the guest rooms and such. And then further back, it leads off into a training yard. Making a right turn down the end of the passage, it leads into this hall where they invite a lot of the guests to come in and enjoy like dinners and stuff like that exclusively within the castle's heart itself.
Right.
Where do you go? What do you do?
They got trainer early, went towards the rooms, right? Yeah, I'll head towards over there.
When you go through, you can see that there's like multiple doors, at least like maybe 6 of them, going off in different directions, right? So it's a circular area. You go in, and in the middle of this area, there's like it's like a common room area. There's even a fire pit set up against the wall, a couple of couches, and decorative things like games and such. And you can see Oda like hop up on one of the chairs and start jumping up on it, and your mom like sits down next to her. Oh no, please don't do that. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so excited. I'm at my grandma, and like hugs her, and Aurelia like is like over by like one of the doors to the left, and she goes, all right, I swear every time I open the door, it's like our brother's still here, and he's about to yell at me. He's ready. Opens the door, and inside, your mind kind of goes to another place for a moment. And when the door opens, you can just hear your brother's voice coming from this empty room, shouting, hey, did I say you can come in here? This is my room. Get the hell out. And then like you can hear the struggle of like people like, come on, Willem, come outside and play. I don't want to come out and play. Play. And the door opens completely and you see his bed off in the corner. All his old armor pieces and toys kind of still decorating the walls. And Aurelia kind of like runs in and like finds a place to sit as she reaches under the bed. And she basically pulls out what looks like a bunch of like old papers and such.
What's that?
And she like starts showing it to you guys, and basically it looks like some sort of record of like money transitions. And she's like, I always knew he ran like some sort of side business, but he apparently used to sell spice. Wilhelm sold spice.
That doesn't sound like him.
I know, isn't it weird, right? And then Godfrey's just kind of looking around like, he was probably holding it for a friend or something. Wilhelm was always kind of like a goody two-shoe.
Does he have a stash?
I didn't find the stash. I think I would have tossed that out by now.
Investigation.
It's not really something we want to get tapped into. He's probably right. Maybe he just had it laying around,
Can I smell any? Can I smell any spice?
No.
Nom, 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 nom. Yum, yum.
I suppose I gave the rest to him. That's what that way he could eat.
Okay.
Do you like rangoons? Do you like rangoons?
Do I?
What? Okay, Lord, here you can have this one. Shit, man. What the hell?
Jesus.
your DM, then he'll be happy.
So no drugs. Yeah. That was over the table.
Yeah, it's like while looking through the room that you kind of start
No.
remembering some things, and
I'm kind of reluctant on like touching anything just because I don't want to move anything around from where he had last left it.
you can tell like someone's come in here pretty consistently to clean up,
Yeah.
or at least dust things off. But it looks like everything is nearly in the same place that you had seen it last when you were here.
Yeah. Right, so if you had a record of spice sales, did you find anything in Theobald's?
When you guys go over and you open the door,
We saw a sticker over there.
I didn't step on your shoe.
No.
You would kind of recall a time where like you guys had heard Theobald like kind of going, and when you guys had like peeked in, you can see him like with this wooden sword, like kind of practicing his stances, and then like he turned and he like stubbed his toe against the corner of the bed. Damn it! Chucks the sword. And as like the sword kind of clanks right in front of you, it like fades away and the door like swings open. And there's his room, as it was before. Not a lot of toys. Didn't seem like he was too interested in collecting that kind of stuff. You can still see that wooden sword at the end of the bed, lay on top of his dress box. There's like a mirror off in the corner that's like maybe cracked. You can't recall why it happened, but maybe it was one of those times he flung that sword.
Right.
But you remember him always trying to be as good as Willem. And Aurelia says, not a whole lot. I'd say he's probably the cleanest one of all of us. I even checked to see if there was a loose stone under the bed or something.
Theobald was always trying to be a good example, so I kind of expect this.
Even the bed was done. Lady Miriam comes in every once in a while and dusts things down and makes sure it's all clean. Even your room's still the same.
You went into my room.
No.
She found a ring.
If it makes you guys feel better, you can go into my room for the first time ever.
No, I'm okay.
You see Godfrey like walk right out and just cross the room. And Aurelia's just like, just please don't touch any of the glassware, okay? I need those. And the door, like, he just like kicks it open and laughs as he goes into the room.
I mean,
I'm the king! And then like off to the right of that room, it seems like it might have been used as like a guest room for like your cousins and stuff when they visited, right? And at this point, it is where you're currently staying. It's mostly an empty room aside from the things you might have brought with you. And right now, you can currently hear giggling and laughing coming from the other side. So you're in the room. You're in Theobald's room with Aurelia, kind of looking at things. Godfrey's gone over to her room to kind of look around. You can hear your mom talking to Ona in the middle guest or rest area, and obviously Jada is off with Malanta. Sorry, thank you.
you're good.
Malanta.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, it's still on me?
Right
Yeah.
now it's still on you.
Okay. I think Edward would go to his old room.
This is so
when you push the door open,
No one's finding porn, right?
when you open the door, describe your room for us.
Yes, Edward. What is your room?
Classic
Soft
emo
photos
room.
of like Lady Death and all that.
I mean,
Lugaroo pinups.
Nice.
um,
Instead of like raising a pant leg to show off their leg, it's them shaving their leg.
with a claw.
The claw is crazy.
Display that. In Edward's room, you see like a display of like almost like a bookshelf where it has like books and journals and stuff like that. Maybe like old like wooden toys and stuff like that. And then Edward was never one that had like a whole lot going on in his room necessarily. Like it would probably be like also like maybe some drawings scattered about, or maybe it's considering Marion cleaned up a bit. Maybe they're all in a pile now. But I think probably the brightest thing in there would just be like that one window that was to that room. Probably oversees like the courtyard and landscape of like the mountain range and everything. I'll look under my bed.
What's under your bed?
I look around for a moment. I pull it out.
Pull what out?
A box.
Okay.
Oh, so mysterious.
And I open up and inside is just
A stone.
it's just like a dirty novels.
Pictures of the Raven Queen.
Tusk Love is
Tusk Love.
hidden in there.
It's essentially like, okay, I've never found that good.
Actually, I did.
Say Ruby midges.
She's there.
I just put it back. We don't have to talk about that though.
Yeah,
She like kind of sits on the side of the bed. You see that she's like cleaned up her makeup at this point, and she stopped crying. She's beautiful. And what's her mother like?
Dead.
I never would have thought that you'd be into a
Well,
snake woman, but I guess
never,
based on some of those books you have.
never actually met her mom. She's not a biologically mine.
A lot's happened since the last time we really saw each other.
Yeah.
Well, your uncles are gonna be here. Some of your cousins are gonna be here tonight. At this point, they're probably already gathering and trying to figure out exactly how to bother you about not being here for the last. What was it again? 10 years? And you can see her starting to like get ready to cry. Mother, please. It's been so long since I've seen all my kids together.
Mother, no.
Stay strong. Because they're going to be with us tonight. Right? There's going to be music. Just like our family used to play in the old times. Well, at least, obviously, your father's side of the family. Your side of the family. Mine, we're never really good at music.
Little did you know.
But I know that tonight being a night of unity and you being here for the first time in a long time, we're all closer together than we've been in a long time. And it's worth celebrating, I think. Don't you?
Yeah. It's just kind of weird being in here right now. Kind of sitting down on the bed next to her and then kind of grab like the pages there with all the pictures kind of going through it. Because I used to draw like shit.
Through the
back then.
dirty pictures?
No. There's a stack of pictures on top.
Okay. I was like, wait, what?
Like, started.
This was my favorite.
This was you.
Mother, what do you think of this
I
position?
was so mad that I didn't even say anything.
This was my favorite here.
Okay. You're looking over old drawings. Got it.
I used to draw like shit. My god.
Oh
my
come
god.
I used to love these pictures. But then there were some that used to kind of scare me.
Huh?
And then like she goes over to like a desk and she like pulls out a couple and she like hands them to you, and some of them are like pictures of you and your brothers, but some of them look like they're just like covered in fur, and some of them have like sharp teeth. And then there's other drawings where like it's almost like you drew yourself sleeping. and then above it you just see like this raven-like figure above you. I used to draw some odd things at times, and everybody said it was maybe like a phase or something. But then I realized
really
there's.
remember drawing those.
That's probably why you kept them in a drawer.
Looking through it, how many of them have a raven-esque figure in them?
Every once in a while you'll catch one, and a lot of them are like pictures of you and your brothers, maybe like having like dealt with like a bully or something. There's like a picture of like Wilhelm like standing over a kid with a bloody nose, and all of you are like cheering about it. And then there's like another drawing that shows you guys on the road like all walking behind each other, and maybe off doing some fuckery. But
I would even say that there's probably some of us just like in the middle of the woods, like running across a river, just like snakes and stole bread or something.
But there's one that like sticks out in particular, and it's like you're standing on top of like this hill, looking out, and next to you you see a group of other people with you, and you're kind of looking at it, and they seem somewhat familiar. As one of them stands kind of tall, they have like these gray furs over their shoulders. Another one dressed in pink. There's like a shorter individual who's seated on the ground. And there's like a bright sun off to like the left of this image, kind of off to the side. And you're just like,
It's Rodney's face.
I really don't like it. You can't remember when you drew that.
But I recognize it as
You piece it together
Them.
that you recognize the initiative altogether. You were always just drawing such pretty things. I never put much thought into it.
yeah.
Huh?
Oh, my brain's like, I like that girl. Like, she's pink. Why is she pink? Oh my god, Jada never
Yeah,
likes me.
probably just
She's pink.
probably just my imagination running wild, I guess.
Sure.
Meanwhile,
I've learned to realize that not everything is that fandom. But we're gonna put it aside for tonight. We have. Oh. Looks out the window. Less than an hour. I have to go get dressed. I'm gonna take your daughter with me, and we're gonna get ready together.
To the boat.
Don't exactly remember how to get there, but it would be alright for me to see Dad.
She like gets quiet and nods her head. Take your time. As you
It's just, I'm kidnapping your daughter, though.
as you kind of go off, letting your mom take her, you can hear Godfrey and Aurelia arguing about something in the other room, and you can hear him like say, I'm holding it in my hand, and you can just see like Aurelia like getting her face pushed like through the doorway, like, no, give me that, and you're just like kind of walking by. At this point, your mom has taken Ona off to the opposite side, which is where the chambers are for like the king and the queen and all that. And you go down that passage that leads towards the fight yard. And when you get out towards the back of the castle, you can see this long, wide courtyard. Soldiers all at training and stuff. They all stop when they see you, and they stand at attention immediately. Lord Stormbane, Lord Stormbane, Lord Stormbane. Yes, sir, sir.
Era doesn't say it, but he just really hates that they keep calling him that.
This one particular gentleman like stands up from where he's sitting, and when he sees you, he's just like, well, I'll be damned. And you recognize your uncle.
Rory?
Mm-hmm. Seated next to him is his wife, dressed in her leather coat and her fur coat, just looking at you. She bows her head, and he just immediately stumbles over to you, and you can already see his beard is covered in like grog and all that. It's just like
Kind of
thickly slicked.
grab him.
Gives you a
before
big
he
hug
stumbles.
and lifts you off the ground.
On one leg?
He's got a regenerated leg.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Fuck.
Now you
I thought he was just like, oh,
Guess you never expected to see me whole again, huh?
no, not really.
It's a little discolored though. Holds out his arms, and sure enough, like one's paler than the other.
Maybe some sunlight will help out.
A little bit. Doesn't help being here though.
No.
Thick, heavy cloud above the castle.
Again, that's how it kind of usually always was here.
He looks about.
Uh,
You're going to see him, aren't you?
Aunt Lagatha?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
like bows her head.
Real quick.
She goes, I would stand, but she holds up a glass. I'm soon ready for bed. I'm way too old for these parties. And he puts a hand on your
She
shoulder,
looks like she's in her 20s.
and he like leans in. He just says, "Can I join you?"
Yeah.
And you guys go off, and there's a couple of guards on the way, but eventually, like between the mountainscape itself, there's like two sides of this graveyard that kind of go out between the mountain. And just off to the right, there's this large tree that kind of grows off the side of the mountain and creates this shaded area. And it's there that you can see the headstone of Engelhart next to his two sons. Rory goes to stand nearby, letting you kind of like go ahead of him, and he just kind of stands there, taking out a pipe and striking it. He just stays quiet and lets you have your moment.
Oh, we're locking on him. That's still. Okay.
I mean, it's just a moment of silence. You can hear the like within the mountain here. You can hear like the consistent.
My cabbages!
Um, or kind of like lean down onto it and just. Oh my god. You okay?
I think now he is. That was the last one too. So.
Rory.
Maniac. Jesus.
Kind of kneel down like next to like the headstones and everything. Just swipe off any like dust or dirt that are on them. Kind of recalling like the last time that a year ago when I tried to make the journey here when they were bringing them to bury the bodies, like how before we even reached the mountain range I just turned around. I think just out of like regret from doing that, like for the first time in a long time, I think he just kind of lets himself have a cry.
Rory kind of like seeing you, instead of like approaching you or disturbing you, he just faces off the other way and just continues to smoke his pipe. And as the two of you kind of settle there.
Every time I hear it go quiet, I think it's like it's gonna transition to someone
No,
else.
it's all good. I'm making sure you
I
have
know.
that. But you're kind of there with him having this moment, and we cut a couple hours ahead. At this point, out in the courtyard, there are people coming into the castle grounds, and as they enter, there are guards there to kind of greet them, inspect their materials, their wagons, pat them down, and a lot of them are being asked to leave their weapons at the gate. For the most part, you just see like vendors coming through with food, and some of them are kind of setting out in the courtyard itself. And every once in a while, like a maid or something comes out and just accepts food from them and brings them into the castle. And there's tables that have been set up all amongst the courtyard, but standing in the middle of it all is still soulless, just towering over these tables. And people are like kind of like eating their food and looking up at him every once in a while. And there's like rumors going around saying he's some kind of a beast, a monster. I heard he's just some guy.
Just a man.
Just like you open the suit, he's tiny.
At this point,
He's a dwarf inside armor.
at this point,
It's just you.
you're like surveying everything. Seems like everything's going pretty well. At this point, it's like way past 8 p.m. It's dark out. It's a completely open sky. There's no clouds, stars everywhere. In fact, the lighting here compared to the Capitol is mostly reliant on torches and like fire sources. And every once in a while, there's somebody who's carrying some sort of magic lantern, around, especially the soldiers themselves. But it's a more traditional castle.
Do I spot Swami?
Here, no. What you do see coming out of the main castle, from the main castle itself, you can see your sister coming out, and she's wearing this very bright pink and white gown. And her hair has been done up where, like, the top, instead of, like, just being traditional, like, pigtails, she, like, tied them up to kind of look like ears coming off the top of her head. And she has little pink bows all tied in it.
Welcome.
She even put like little bracelets and stuff on you and made sure your nails were done again. She noticed that you tried to scrub them off and she was like, no! You have to look pretty. And at this point, you may have had a couple of drinks, right? And you found a way to sneak away from her. Because within the party itself, she made a point to drag you over to every person that she might know within the party.
Where's Josh?
You have not met Joshua yet.
Hi.
Oh, thank God.
No, that's Randall.
Oh my God.
Joshua's the same.
Melantha just like glances around and then looks right directly at her brother. I'm going to murder him if he ever brings this up.
You look nice.
Shh. I feel like an idiot in this thing.
I was expecting you to say violated.
Why can't I just wear black?
Because
Meanwhile, Ed Arts comes out in a black suit.
Because, well, you were chosen as Jada's escort. I'm sorry. You joined me on this work. They just happen to want her to be with another female.
Yeah, definitely. Another female.
Do you not consider yourself a female?
I just want to be back home with the boys.
You guys hear a sudden like disruption at the gate as one of the guards shouts, "Back away from the wall! If you do not have an invitation, do not come in!"
Well, duty calls for you, brother.
Yeah. And just in case, have your friends ready.
Oh, they're always ready.
Good.
I already hear them complaining.
And moving towards the gate.
Yeah, when you get to the gate, you can see that there's this like dark-skinned gentleman, and he's like got a bunch of like leathers on a cart, and he's just like, why can't I be invited? And the guards are just like, if you have no invitation or prior request to join this party, you have no space here. We do not identify you. We do not need you here. You are dismissed. You're good.
We just know that you're standing
Yeah,
there
we know you're a
menacingly.
big tower of defense right now.
I'm just standing there menacingly.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
For him, it's literally like
You're
anyone
doing
steps in this
amazing.
courtyard gets cut in half.
But yeah, if you gotta go, you gotta go.
We have to end here soon, but I will be back if anyone.
Oh, we might be done soon. It's 11 right now, so we're looking to wind down soon. It's good to hear from you again, Hugh. All right, man. I'll send you the video so you can catch the
Welcome
last
back,
bit.
Hugh.
Didn't know nothing, so.
Hmm?
I was supposed to be there last week. You did a sensation to me.
I'll make sure that I'm the one that says something every time then. Okay? All right, sir.
No, he got his character went on.
Yeah, I still gotta fill you in on what happened to your character, by the way.
Okay, we can do that for like tomorrow.
I got you. Probably like during work, I'll text you.
Alright, sounds good.
All right, see ya.
Okay.
Alright, see ya.
All we need to know is
You know what's crazy? What I realized?
Wasn't he at Las Vegas last week?
I'm pretty sure the week before
Or was the
he
week
was.
before?
It was a week before.
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
then
but
he
his
didn't-
character was missing anyway.
It's okay.
Okay.
I'll get it straight with him. But you know what's funny? If he had been here and he'd gone with you, he might have been one of the people that.
Rodney could have been saved.
I should. Oh my god.
Yeah, you see this disturbance at the gate. It just seems like some guy who's just like, I just want to sell my leathers, okay? What's so wrong with that?
As I'm walking up, making sure like Divine Sense is up, and I'm like looking for anything that's undead, abnormal, fiend.
Nothing specifically sticks out at the moment.
Is everything okay? What's going on?
This gentleman here wants to get through, and he has no invitation nor prior name to be here.
Looks at the cart, like his wares, him. If you don't have an invitation, I can't let you inside. How did you get past the guards in the lower area?
Well, I was just walking in with everyone else. There's a whole line of us here.
Kind of like looks past them to see if the
You're
guards
telling me
are-
absolutely everyone who's in there from the towns isn't... No. You know what? Never mind. He, like, grabs the cart and starts to drag it off. And sure enough, you do see, like, there's a large crowd of people, like, all kind of waiting in line, just kind of looking at the castle, all excited. Every once in a while, like, somebody from the inside shouts. And,
Any
like,
of them merchants?
there seems like a good amount of merchants there.
I'm assuming the ones with higher money.
Yeah. I mean, like, people who probably earn a good bit from their businesses.
Okay.
Um,
So, in that sense, he was just a simple trader of hides, and not included amongst the trade.
Yeah, in fact, like the next person to come up, they lay down a bundle in front of the guard, and she's essentially like a tiefling woman with like light blue skin. She's got like lowly like leathers on, and she like lowers her head and she says, "A humble gift for the Lord's homemaid. It's good to have the Lord's home where they belong." And like she turns off, and you see that there's like a little kid with her. He like waves at you and just follows after his mom. The soldier like scoops it up and hands it to the next person, who carries it off, and you see that there's like a whole table of gifts that people have brought.
Do you have everything in control here, then?
I believe so, sir. We'll call you over if we have any other disturbances.
Try not to be aggressive. These people, some of them are more benefited than others. Other ones not so much.
Of course, they'll all be treated the same as the other.
Thank you.
Next, and like they kind of continue about their work.
They just start beating.
Inside, you're seated at this very long table. This table's kind of like risen up in the front, almost like it's on a stage. In front of you, you have like a series of tables where a bunch of people, probably more than 100 of them, are all seated, eating, passing drinks, having a good time, laughing with each other. And you do realize that there's a lot of cousins that you haven't spoken to in a long time. Some of them have already come up and like overwhelmed you by giving you hugs, and they're just like, "Hey, this is my fucking cousin!" And like one dude like grabs you like around the neck. He goes, "Hey, cousin, say hi to everyone on my Twitch channel. Hey, we're live on Rich right here from Eye." And like this eyeball that's just floating there above the table is just like staring at you. And they're just like, "We're out here going crazy!" And you see like the eyes on the eyeball like change to like hearts and smiley faces and stuff.
Did you not remember Wave?
No, I know, but
Yeah.
it's like just
Edward never really like paid
Did
attention
you meet
to that.
Wave?
not really.
And like
I think I saw him, but
he
never
like lets
interacted
go of
with
you
him.
and he like pats you on the stomach. He goes, "Gain some weight, have you? Gain some weight, have you?"
Okay.
Anyways, chat, we're gonna go have some dinner.
Yeah.
He just
We're all
goes
out.
off.
Yes, sir.
Which
His name is Gio.
Geo.
No! Put Gino.
Who cares?
What do you mean? It's just a
But Aurelia's
I know,
sitting
I
next
just
to
saw
you.
our cousin
She's
Gio.
just like, "Oh my god, if I have to talk to another one of our inbred cousins again, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh my god.
Why are all of them on Witch?" fuck is Witch? It's a way to watch other people's lives. They use these scry eyes to follow each other around, and then you can just peer into their life. As long as you have the same connected scrying eye, you can just connect and watch from home.
So it's magic.
There's literally people watching us right now from home.
So it's magic.
Magic, yes.
Her live action will play. Oh my god.
And like Godfrey's sitting there next to Jada, who's like kind of leaning into him, like laughing about something. And off in the like back corner by the walls, you can see Swami is there. He's pulled back his hood, and you can see him like raising a glass towards you.
It's just full of blood.
You can't tell.
I don't
It's
know.
got a dark red color on that glass.
I'm
A
sure
lark
it
in the
does.
background,
And you
like.
can see him go.
Such a freak.
Amongst the crowd of people, again, like you see a lot of like your old cousins or friends and family of like you haven't seen. We don't have to go through the crazy list of names here,
No.
but essentially you see that some of your cousins, they have like their little floating eyes surrounding their tables. There's like 4 of them, and they all like look at the camera and they pick a corner of the room and you see one of them go like this, and he like turns into a wolf. And there's people who like freak out. They're like, "Don't do it here. What are you insane? What if you go bloodthirsty? I ain't going bloodthirsty. I'm the best." And like you can see like little markers.
Okay. That's.
Out in the courtyard, you see some more people kind of coming in, and you notice that Ona kind of like walked out, and she's like, "They won't stop chasing me." And you sure enough see a bunch of little kids like run out, and they're like, "Get her!" And they like chase her off, and he's like, "No!" He like runs off in the courtyard and disappears off somewhere.
Melantha's just like kind of watching from afar and just starts to giggle. That's actually adorable.
Yeah, like there's a lot of fun and things going around, and sure enough, you hear like one of the guards saying, "You know you're not supposed to be here." And sure enough, you see this like maybe like 6'5" gentleman. He's got like long black and gray hair. His beard's kind of been shaved and looks like uneven in some places. He kind of has like this goatee thing going on that connects to a main beard, and he's got like these like sunken eyes. He looks like he's a little bit older, maybe in like his 50s, late 50s, and beneath his like coat that he's wearing, this long black coat with a hood along the back, you notice that he's got these very heavy leathers that very much are similar to Edar's. And he's standing there with his hands crossed, and behind him you see a couple of others kind of just standing there looking over, and he seems to be like in a deep discussion with this guard. You can't really hear from this perspective. Do you choose to approach, or?
Yes.
Yeah, when you get close, he like looks at you immediately, and he goes, "Sorry if I have caused any sort of disturbance. I'm merely here to see my nephew,
Related to.
Stormbane."
He looks at the guard. If it's a relative of Stormbane, they're allowed in.
That's the thing, sir. This one in particular has been banished from this place.
And looks back at him.
I would have thought after nearly a decade, I may have been forgiven for past transgressions. I figured it's time with the family all together. This is an opportunity for us to mend old wounds.
How far? Wait, where are you? Are you in the courtyard?
I don't know, where's the party going on?
It's within the castle itself.
I think I would have stepped out just because it's becoming too much for Eddard.
Is Eddard nearby?
He's probably like a little over 80 feet over across the courtyard.
Why are they so quiet?
Kind of just like,
Ona runs by.
kind of like looks over at Eddard. Whistles at him. Tries
Are
to
you
throw
gonna
a rock
whistle?
at him.
Are you gonna whistle?
Go ahead, whistle.
That's a weird whistle.
And you can just kind of see
Yeah.
your uncle there, and he's like looking right at you.
Ivor?
Still alive. Godfrey?
Inside?
You're not Godfrey.
No.
So you must be Eva. Condolences for your father and your brothers. Never had the opportunity to truly get to know you. Apologies for my sudden intrusion. I just perhaps thought it was time to get home.
At this point,
Kind
it's
of approaching a little bit. You said he had people with him?
There's like two people behind him.
How are they looking?
They have like leather armors and they're kind of wearing their own coats. They don't seem aggressive, but they don't seem like they're like not without experience.
Right. You do remember what was said last time you were here, right?
Never come back again, or else my head would hang off the side of the walls. I would like to see my brother's tomb, at least.
Okay, divine sense.
I have it on right now.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem to be giving off any sort of negative energies to you guys. I mean, there's that feeling of like, this is someone that you know isn't allowed here, so to you, you have that like off feeling of like, damn, like, I haven't seen him in a long time,
Yeah.
and I know that there's bad blood between him and my family. That sort of thing.
You can make an exception for tonight, but just you. Those two stay outside.
He like slowly turns to them and they nod and they kind of turn off and like they go find a spot nearby to kind of just go sit and like wait for him. And he turns to you and he's just like, "May I come in?" And that's where we end
What kind of
tonight's session.
sinners is this?
Wait, did he ask for permission to enter?
Yeah.
And that's where we end tonight's session.
So I would pick up undead if he is undead.
Unless something's wrong.